So I guess we'll be figuring it out together. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Let's play some game. Ooh. Lots of different cases. Cool. Alright, yeah, good. I've been told that this is like a 10-ish hour game, so we'll probably get through like 2 cases, I bet, maybe 2 and some change. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Paper Perjury is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. April 16th. Unknown. Unknown. Is that like a location? Location unknown? Are we going to watch a murder? Murder most foul? No, we're going to watch a phone call, which is entirely unrelated usually. This is Detective Ernest Hunt's office. I'm away from the office. Please leave a message. Detective, this is Chandra Lear, the witness from yesterday. I lied yesterday. There's more going on than I was letting on. Does that happen, do you think? Does that happen very often? So we have Maid Chandra here. I made a terrible mistake and I need your protection. Oh, she was trying to cover for somebody and decided that was a bad idea. Alright, yeah, no, that probably happens, like, a lot. that sounds like a thing that does happen. I think my... Murder! Chandra, please forgive me. April 16th, 8 a.m. Wait, was that 16th just now or 14th? Is this 2 days later, or is this, like, earlier that same day? Maybe not earlier. Well, I guess we don't know when that call was made during the... Whatever. Around the same time frame. Azure City Police Precinct number 5, Station Lobby. This is it. My first real job. As a clerk. As a clerk. Oh. Oh, our protagonist is never setting foot in a courtroom. I see how it is. My name is Justina Smith. I'm a newly hired police clerk. Words? Police clerk? I think I saw the word working and just went with it. Quirk. That's what police quirk is. Working at Azure City's 5th police precinct. Though, when I told my parents, they seemed to think I was signing on as a cop. I'd rather avoid that sort of dangerous life. I'm more than content just doing paperwork. More than content just doing paperwork? Justina, what kind of monster are you? Not that I'm afraid of action. Everyone says I'm too headstrong. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, she's gonna be making a name for herself. Still, I'm really nervous. Stay calm, Justina. All you have to do is do your job well and keep your head low. Yeah, that's happening. Justina definitely the kind of person to keep her head down when stuff happens that she needs to speak out about. Here we go. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Maybe there's someone around here I can ask. Excuse me, sir. Sorry, miss. I'm in a hurry. Wait, I work here. I mean, well, today's my first day. I'm here for the clerk role. Oh. In that case, I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. Unfortunately, that's about all the pleasantries I can give right now. Something important just occurred, and I need to get going. You've been in this lobby, it was a Sierra game. It does have a little bit of a police quest vibe to it, doesn't it? Ms. Earl is our senior clerk here. Go speak with her for your assignment. Your station should be in the back. Time's ticking. You gotta run. Detective Ernest Hunt. Alright. That sounds like a person that's going to figure importantly in the rest of our game. Jeez, someone's in a hurry. Well, at least I know where my desk is now. Time to meet my supervisor. Something happened. Is that, if I click on case file, profiles. Heck yeah. Ernest Hunt. Birthday, February 13th. Wow, we know a lot about Ernest Hunt, don't we? A detective working at Azure City's 5th police precinct. I'm not a fan of his coat. What has she got against his coat? He's got a cool red coat. It's maybe not that cool. Alright, evidence. Justina's ID. Okay, sure. You can now view the Oh no, I figured that one out, thank you. You can... You can now view the profiles of the people you meet during a case. Your collected profiles can be found in the case file. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. Excuse me, I'm looking for a Ms. Earl. If you're here to speak with an officer, please wait in the lobby. What? Oh, no, I'm not a civilian. Justina, you kind of are a civilian. Well, maybe I am. Does an office job here make me a civilian? Office job? Can I see some ID? ID? I think I brought that with me. You can view your collected evidence at any time by checking the case files screen. To present evidence, select a piece of evidence from the list on the right, then press the present button to show it. I just have to remember which pocket I stuck it in. Present. Here you go. Ah, perfect. You're the new girl. I'm Sue P. Earl. Sue P. Earl. I feel like this is an inside joke. There's, like, Sue Pearl going on here, but there's also soup going on here, and I really don't know what to think about this. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am the head, and before today, the only clerk here at this branch. However, this is not the time for chit-chat. Today's a busy day. We need you working right away. What's up, Masha? Welcome. Alright, so now we have Sue in our profiles list. 30, March 31st, police clerk, location question marks. We have no idea where she is. She's right in front of us. Literally standing in front of us. I think location might be able to figure that one out. Head clerk at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct and my boss. She likes to throw paper around. Oh yeah, we did the, like, papers getting tossed over her shoulder for no good reason animation. That's great. There's a police report from yesterday that I need you to file. Something came up recently that requires my full attention. I trust you can handle a simple filing job. Yes, ma'am. Make sure all the information matches up correctly. Once you're done, let me know. Alright, tutorials, let's go! Teach me how to play the game! I want to know why everyone is in a rush, but I can ask her about it later. Right now, I need to get to work. Well, it's about as basic as a workstation can be. So much for getting trained. Hopefully I can figure this out myself. Let's see here. There's the detective's summary, a witness statement, and a couple pieces of evidence. Thief's path. Footprints found at the crime scene. Spacing of the prints indicates that the thief walked calmly, towards and away from the safe. Window. The window the thief entered from. It unlocks from the inside only. It was an inside job. Safe. Money for the Klaus orphanage was stored here. Half of it was stolen. No evidence of tampering. No evidence of tampering? I mean, the fact that half of the money is gone feels like some evidence of tampering. Case summary updated. You can now access the summary section of the case file. The summary section contains the detective's brief on the case, as well as a log of what you've accomplished during a case. Done and done. Looks like everything is here. It's got a floppy drive, but is super slimline. This looks like a CD drive to me more than a floppy drive. Unless it's like a 5 1/4 drive. In which case, yeah, what world is this? Let's see. I should look over everything real quick before I file them. Now for that witness statement. Good thing the detective recorded it. The camera's on. We can begin when you're ready. Hey, that sounds like the detective I spoke to earlier. This must be his case, then. Can you provide your name and occupation for the record? Certainly. I'm Chandra Lear. I work as a maid at the Eubank estate. I appreciate the cooperation. Now, can you describe the events that took place earlier? Of course. Statement! Yeah, now we're playing Ace Attorney. I was cleaning the hallway when I heard a noise coming from this room. I went inside and saw someone taking money out of the safe. I couldn't get a good look at his face, but he was clearly a 6-foot-tall man carrying lockpicks. Lockpicks? But there was no evidence of tampering. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window, making his escape. Ran? But the thief's footsteps indicated he moved calmly. I couldn't catch him, so I checked the safe. Half of the money inside was stolen. I called the police to report the crime shortly afterwards. I see. Seems to me like it was a simple robbery. Wait a second. Something about what she just said seems off. Did she just lie? I like lie in golden letters here. Considering that her entire testimony was in golden letters, I think she might have lied. Maybe her entire testimony was a lie. You know, she might have just committed perjury. I need to look over her statement again. I'm sure there's a problem somewhere. When I find a line I think has the problem, I can press the dispute button to present evidence. Submitting is as easy as clicking present on the evidence that contradicts that statement. I won't leave this computer until I find this contradiction. Wow, Justina, that's commitment. Interrogation. Chandra Lear's statement, the house robbery. Cleaning the hallway when I heard a noise coming from this room. Okay, the line we want to dispute is ran. That was it. Here. This is the line we want to dispute. Because ran to the window. Present. Dispute! Objection! I got an achievement. In Justina we trust. She said the thief ran, but the evidence shows the thief calmly walked, as if he wasn't afraid of being caught. Why would she lie about that? I should let Ms. Earl know what I found. Chandra Lear added to my profiles. Oh, let's look at this profile. We got a summary? Detective's brief. Oh, this is actually, like, wholly new information. Well, I really should have looked at this. On April 15th, around 15th, okay. So we got a call on April 16th from Chandra, and that must have been before this, right? It must have been, like, in the middle of the night. So there's a message on Detective Hunt's answering machine saying that Chandra Lear is dead. Come find me. We received a phone call from Chandra Lear, the maid of the Eubank estate. She called to report that a thief had broken in and stolen a large sum of charity money from her employer's home. Due to rain earlier that day, the thief left muddy footprints throughout the room. The estate's front gates were picked open with lockpicks. Currently, we're still searching for the man. Investigation log. Good thing I kept this old notepad around. I'll write down things that happen as the day progresses. I can always review my notes as new facts unfold. Now I sound like a detective. Yeah, you sure do. You're doing great. Ms. Earl? What is it? It's the witness's statement. It doesn't add up. I was reviewing the case file, and I think she lied. She told the detective that the thief ran in a hurry, but the evidence seems to indicate the opposite, that the thief had walked calmly. Let me see that file. I see. I think you're right. The police need to speak with Ms. Lear again. She clearly didn't see the thief. Throwing the papers. Why? Why? Sorry to say, that would be impossible. Impossible? Why? About an hour ago, we got a call from the Eubank estate. The thief returned this morning. This time, he attempted to take Ms. Lear's life. Only attempted? Also, we have insider knowledge. Whoever the thief was, they knew Ms. Lear personally. Center myself for this particular line. Very important pivotal line. What? Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all day. Thankfully, she survived, but she's currently in a coma with a life-threatening head injury. Around the time you showed up, our lead detective went to investigate. Ah, that's why, Mr. Hunt was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I've been processing the paperwork over the call. Lead detective? You mean Detective Hunt? I see you've already met. Yes, that's him. So, what do we do now? Well, call the detective and inform him. He can decide what to do next. Until then, keep Ms. Lear's statement with you. You might need it later. But why would the thief return to the scene of the crime? There has to be more to it. I think I'll speak with the detective when he gets back. Are we gonna interrogate the detective? I love having the... I hope the detective can give us a witness statement, so we can find out where the detective is lying. Statement. Ms. Lear lied about the thief running towards the window to escape. She claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks. April 16th, 10:47 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5, Station Lobby. This is what? 2:45? 2 hours, 47 minutes later? Since all of the action that we just had took place in under a minute? Probably. Detective Hunt has returned. I hope my tip helped him. Excuse me, Detective Hunt? I'm busy right... hold on. You're that new girl, right? The one Ms. Earl told me found that clue. His jacket's not that bad. I mean, it makes him look like a retired sea captain. But it's not that bad. Yes, I'm Justina Smith, sir. Looks like our newest member already wants to be out on the front lines. Oh, you misunderstand, sir. Standing in front of an armed criminal is not what I signed up for. In any case, maybe you can help me. Help you how? I really want him to be more grizzled, but he's got this, like he's kind of a twink under all this, isn't he? That's not exactly the detective vibe I'm looking for. I could use your help getting a confession from our thief. Follow me to the interrogation room. Wait, what? What am I supposed to do with hipster detectives? Come on. And he's gone. How on earth am I supposed to help him? April 16th, 10:50 a.m. 3 minutes later. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5, Viewing Room. There you are. The chief wants us to start the interrogation right away. Now hold on just a minute. I'm a police clerk. What exactly do you want me to do? Write down everything you two say? No. I want you to help me interrogate the suspect. Interrogate? I don't know how to interrogate someone. You're a police officer. How could you not know how to interrogate someone? Because I'm not a police officer. I was hired to do paperwork. Paperwork is the true life of a police officer. You'll do fine. But I feel a little underqualified to be in charge of an interrogation. I'm the one in charge. You're there to help. Besides, you're young. You being there might make the suspect lower their guard. Well, I guess I'll help as much as I can. All you need to do is listen to their statements. If you find a flaw, point it out. It's exactly the same as what you did on the computer. But what if their statement is perfect? As long as the suspect is hiding something, there'll always be a flaw somewhere. Wow, deep. You'll just have to find those flaws until the truth comes out. You sound like you expect the suspect to lie. I do. And you should too. Sometimes the flaw might not be immediately obvious. You can question the suspect to ask for more information. They might reveal some additional information that could be helpful. Right. So I question the suspect if I want clarification, and I dispute when I find a flaw. You got it. See? You're a natural interrogator. Well, I love having verbs. We need an ironclad confession, so we need to find all the flaws in the suspect's statements. Easier said than done. Wait, am I even allowed to go in there? Save any further questions for the suspect. He sure is impatient. The suspect. We have a suspect? Wow, lucky us. April 16th, 11 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5. Interrogation room. Like 10 minutes? Took 10 minutes to walk into the interrogation room? Ah. Things move slow here. So this is the inside of an interrogation room. I'm lucky I'm here on the police side. And on the other side is our thief? I thought the witness said they were male. Is she really sitting there playing with lockpicks? That's a little on the nose, isn't it? Sorry to keep you waiting. I had to grab my assistant. Since when was I his assistant? She's new here, so let me catch her up to speed. As part of your arrest, you agreed to completely cooperate with us. And you're going to hold up your end of the deal, right? On my honor as a police officer. Then your ears better open themselves for the greatest plan of the entire criminal underground. All she did was go through a window. I wish more criminals had your enthusiasm. Do you? Do you want criminals to be enthusiastic about crime? Please state your name for us. I am the great and cunning Hannah Over-Yor. Hannah Over-Yor? Like, hand over your money? Incredible. No lies so far. You're doing great. Keep it up. Alright, so now she's in our case file. We didn't look at this, did we? Caught her lying about the thief, but why would she lie? Age 26, January 12th. Occupation thief. Location interrogation room. Oh, finally we know where someone is. My clock is running? Oh, yeah, my timer is... That doesn't need to be there. Thank you. Our presumptuous thief. How could anyone take pride in robbery? Thankfully, she plans to confess to us. Alright, well... Cool. She just objected. Objection! Stop patronizing me. I stole from one of the wealthiest men in the city. And I arrested you for the crime in less than 24 hours. But by all means, keep bragging. No comeback? Let us continue. You're currently only being charged for the crime of larceny, so hold on. What about... All in due time, Ms. Assistant. We have a criminal giving a full confession. That takes priority. What's he getting at? She committed the assault too, right? Why is he not charging her for that as well? Wait, who is he calling Ms. Assistant? As I was saying, all we need is your official statement. You ready, Ms. Assistant? Ready as I'll ever be. Then, Ms. Yor, you may begin at any time. Interrogation! Love it. Hannah Over-Yor... Hannah Over-Yor's statement. A theft I am proud of. Around 4:30 p.m., I snuck into the Eubank estate. I spotted the safe, its insides stuffed with treasure. I used my trusty lockpicks to open the window, and I made my way inside. Doesn't the window open from the inside? Like, isn't the lock only on the inside? I pilfered the safe of its contents, grabbing about half of the money inside. Can't believe it took you an entire day to find me. Thought the police were better than that. Okay, I'm gonna question this. You don't seem very upset over the fact you got caught. What do I have to be upset about? I stole from the Eubanks themselves. Now everyone will know about the great and dashing thief, Hannah over Yor. What good is that gonna do you now that you've been caught? Alright, so, no, we need to question this one. Lockpicks? Every great thief carries a set of lockpicks with them. I needed them for this heist. I keep mine in my hair. And this wouldn't have been confiscated when you were arrested? Suspicious. I thought those were just hairpins. Hang on, why did the detective... See, Justina's asking the real questions here. Why did the detective let her bring lockpicks in here? Alright, so we should probably dispute... I don't know about the time, right? Actually, maybe I do know about the time? Evidence, statement. Can I look at the statement? Summary? Investigation log? No. Detective's brief? No. Evidence? Why can't I view Miss Lear's statement? I don't like that. History, maybe? How far back does this go? Here. Chandra's statement. Okay, so no time listed for Chandra's statement. Okay. Alright, so we're going to dispute the window thing. It unlocks from the inside only. Objection! Everybody's going to be doing this, huh? The entire game, everybody's going, hands down. Like, I love it. Ms. Yor, you couldn't have opened the window. The window in the room only opens from the inside. No lockpicks could get you around that. The exclamation mark. I can explain. You see, the weather was really warm that day. The maid opened up the window. I just got the details mixed up. Let me explain. Oh, okay. It's running again now. A Theft I Am Proud Of Part 2. When I snuck into the estate, the window was already open. So, I simply climbed in. That's when I spotted the safe. Used my trusty tools to open up the safe. Come on. It's like you're not even trying, Hannah. I just mixed up the window and the safe. No evidence of tampering. Oh. Ms. Yor, how did you open the safe? You said you opened it with your lockpicks, but there's no sign of tampering. It can only be opened with a code. Your tools would be useless. I never said that my tools were my lockpicks. I mean my greatest tool of all. Patience. Oh, she is reaching. I just waited for the maid to open up the safe. I robbed it after she left. Ms. Yor, I doubt both of your statements are true. You're saying that Ms. Lear opened both the safe and the window, and then she just left the room? Yes. Detective, that doesn't make any sense. That would have to be the biggest coincidence ever. But not impossible. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to counter her claim right now. Safe access. Hannah claims that Ms. Lear opened the safe and the window before leaving the room. The safe can only be opened through a passcode. I don't know her reasons. I only took advantage of them. What now? Something is wrong with her story, I know it. There has to be another way to draw out the truth. Ms. Yor, can you explain the purpose of your lockpicks? You mean these? Well, they pick locks, as the name implies. I just keep them in my hair for safekeeping. You just said that you waited for the maid to open the window and the safe. Cleaning and airing out the money. Yeah, haven't you heard of money laundering? That's exactly what that is. Money does get stuffy. Yeah, absolutely. So then, why were you carrying lockpicks? I have a good reason for that. One that Ms. Tacky Green Suit will accept. It's not as tacky as the orange jumpsuit you'll be wearing. Ooh, clap back! Now, this is not the time for colorful quips. Please, Ms. Yor, tell us your story. Hannah Over Yor's statement, tools for a great heist. The lockpicks were needed to enter the estate. There's a gate with a padlock that I picked in order to get on the property. I placed my lockpicks in my hair afterwards. I had no need for them once I got to the window. Okay, tell me about this padlock. Why didn't you tell us this before? You didn't ask. It's not a good reason. You're supposed to be confessing. You're the one asking the questions. Maybe you're just bad at your job. This isn't even my job. I'm just a clerk. Okay, so we do know that the lock on the gate was picked. I'm not even supposed to be here today, right? Where is this information that the gate was picked? Like, I thought that got said. Here, the estate's front gates were picked open with lockpicks, based on the detective's brief. Okay. The phone call arrived around 5 p.m., so 4:30 actually checks out. Opened the gate and the window before leaving the room. She claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks. Holding lockpicks? I placed my lockpicks in my hair afterwards. There it is. Took a little bit. Ms. Yor, did you know Ms. Lear gave a recorded statement? So? In her statement, she said that the thief was a 6-foot-tall male and had lockpicks. Her description of you was wrong, but there was one key detail about you she mentioned. That you had lockpicks. If she only saw you during her escape, she would only have seen them as hairpins. Something happened in that room, and it wasn't a simple robbery. I can explain. No, please, allow me. Earlier today, I saw that the footprints you left in that room showed you walking away from the safe. Normally, I would expect a thief like yourself to simply run away. One possibility was that she lied about seeing you. However, if she knew about the lockpicks, then she clearly had seen you. Or maybe she saw that I picked the lock of the gate to get onto the property. We only found that lock after we arrived and interviewed her. Ms. Assistant, do you know why Ms. Lear was in the room with our thief? The truth is, I have no idea. I have no idea where this is going. I don't think Ms. Lear was the thief. There was never a robbery at all is a little suspicious. The two knew each other is probably true. I don't know where I would get she was trying to stop the robbery. I would like more testimony, but maybe we can just launch into this. This seems the most like. We know that whoever attacked Ms. Lear knew her, right? So, this one, maybe? This whole time, you said you wanted to confess to get a plea deal. Yet that was never the reason. This was all meant to hide your relationship with Ms. Lear. That's exactly it. After getting your tip on the footprints, I came to a conclusion. The thief must have been someone Ms. Lear knew. Okay, you couldn't have just you needed to, like, test me before you ran out this conclusion? My god, dude. Just get someone else to do your job for you, I guess. So I asked the Eubank family about her friends, and your name came up. Getting your bank records was the hard part. That's how I proved you were the thief. How did you get her bank records? I have my connections. Oh, sure, just connections. Anyway, it's clear you hid your relationship to keep Ms. Lear from being arrested as well. Two of you were working together. You're mistaken. If we were working together, why wouldn't she just let me right through the front door? She wouldn't even need me. She could have just robbed the safe herself. I think my assistant can explain that, can't you? Why did the two of them stage the robbery as they did? They wanted the police to know a thief stole the money? Not because they were in a rush. This took more planning than just being in a rush. Ms. Lear couldn't leave the estate? That's possible. Either of these. One of these two. I don't know that I have a good sense of which of those two. I don't know why they would want the police to know a thief stole the money. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Although, Hannah does seem to be invested in being recognized as a great thief. It was money for charity? Oh yeah, maybe. Okay, so for insurance purposes, letting the police know that a thief stole the money? That could be it. Alright, that seems as likely as anything else. Yeah, I don't have, like, a lot of evidence for anything else, so. Correct again. And we did get involved, so their plan at that point was successful. They knew that the money being stolen would make the news. And if Ms. Lear says a male thief stole the money, it would throw our investigation off. We'd trust Ms. Lear, of course. So, unless you want us to throw the full extent of the law at you, we need your real confession now. Hannah's getting nervous. You win. I'm no great thief. Your robbery might not have been very great, but you did try to steal away the truth. Can't believe you. How can you crack jokes at a time like this? Lighten up, Miss Assistant. If we won this round, we can have some fun now. You haven't taken this seriously at any point. Ms. Yor, we have a few questions to ask now. Don't you already know everything? Just throw me in a jail cell. I don't think you were stealing based out of greed. If you were, why would you only take half the money? So I want to offer you a chance to tell us why you stole the money. You know what the money in the safe was used for, right? It was charity money, but I don't know which charity it was for. Some orphanage fund? It's a charity run by the Eubank estate. They raise money for a local orphanage. I have to say, stealing money from orphans doesn't paint you in the best light. Every year, Mr. Eubank raises money for the charity, but he's been lying about how much he receives. The amount they raise and the amount that goes to the charity are different. Chandra helped with the fundraising, and she figured out there was a discrepancy. Hold on! If he's wealthy enough to have a charity, why is he stealing money from it? Hold on, Miss Assistant. None of this is proven. She lied once already. We have to take the rest with a grain of salt. Still, why would he keep the charity money in a safe? Wouldn't a bank account be safer? Banks keep records. If he was ever audited, the records would reveal what he did. The Eubanks own one of the largest investment firms in the country. They know how to avoid leaving any paper trails. Paper trails? The kind of trails that might cause them to commit perjury. Why would he give Ms. Lear the code to the safe? Well, I don't really know. Chandra never told me. So why did the two of you get involved? Chandra couldn't accept what was going on. She told me about what she found and what her plan was. So I agreed to help her. And what were you planning to do with the money after you stole it? Well, we didn't figure that part out. We didn't expect to get caught so quickly. You know, if you told me you had planned to anonymously donate the money, I could almost respect this little plan. Regardless, we'll still have to charge you. Charge me, but please, at least let Chandra off with a lighter sentence. I was the one who stole the money. All she did was open the window in the safe. Yeah, they call that accomplice. I know you'll go arrest her after this, but you have to understand that. Oh no, she doesn't know. Wow, look at this shocked face. That's dramatic. Her hair just flares out behind her. Wild. I wish that happened every time I was shocked. Just like wind to the face. I'm sorry, Ms. Yor. We have some bad news. We got a call from the Eubank estate this morning. Ms. Lear was attacked and is in critical condition. No, you're joking, right? You're just trying to get me to say more. While you'll be charged with larceny, I'm afraid, pending further investigation, you're also being held under arrest for attempted murder. What? No! Why would I try to kill Chandra? We're best friends. I would never hurt her. I believe you. But we don't have a choice right now. You'll be detained here until further notice. I can assure you, however, that your cooperation won't go unnoticed. You have the legal right to a public defender if your case goes to court. To hell with a lawyer? Why did you hide this from me until now? Did you just want to watch me struggle? You're evil. The both of you. Everything they say about the cops in this city. You corrupt, heartless monsters. Okay, that's a really quick turnaround. I'm sorry. It would be in your best interest if you didn't speak to us further without a lawyer. The two of us would best be going now. Wish I could do more for you, Hana. My apologies, Miss Smith. That wasn't something I planned on you having to see. Neither did I. Wait a second, you actually used my name! You're hereby free from being my assistant. You can go back to your normal duties. If it means anything, you certainly did well back there. If you already knew everything, why did you need me in the first place? When Ms. Earl told me how you found that clue, I decided I wanted to test your critical thinking skills. Yeah, it was literally just a test. Okay, great. This is a good use of your time, Mr. Detective. Looks like I was right to test you. You solved the case like a pro. Hope you didn't mind me having a bit of fun in there. Given how things ended, I wouldn't call any of that fun. I know. She meant most of that for me, not you. Either way, I don't want you to have to face any more of that because of me. So, what are you going to do now? Her best friend nearly died. She's our #1 suspect. Going back to the crime scene to try and clear her name. So if you'll excuse me. Hold it! I never agreed to stop being your assistant. Hannah said something I want to see for myself. I might not be a police officer, but please take me with you. Ooh, we're gonna go out and collect evidence on our own? Heck yeah. I think I've borrowed you from Ms. Earl long enough. Keeping you away any longer would only anger her and risk your job. Do you really think I'm that quick to boil? Ah, there's the soup joke. Do you really think I'm that quick to boil? That's a weird... Shouldn't it be like boil over? Whatever. Ms. Earl! Wait, how much did you hear? Enough to have an opinion on the matter. Ernest, take her with you. If you think she can help solve the case, it'd be foolish to not even let her see the crime scene. I'll make sure Hannah's treated well until you solve the case. Are you sure? What about Justina's duties here? Her paperwork can wait. She can always work overtime. You want me to stay overtime on my first day? Would you rather just stay here and miss all the fun? Alright, deal. I'll go. Wow, Justina's in! Good. Do look after her, Ernest. It's still only her first day. Yes, absolutely. Well then, Ms. Assistant. You ready to go? Sir, yes, sir! Perfect. Here's the keys. I'll show you to the car. Wait, you want me to drive? Of course. The assistant always drives. Besides, it's a good test of your driving skills. You never know when we might be in a highway chase. Follow me. That was how my relationship with Detective Hunt began. I went from a desk job to field work in a matter of hours, all because of one small contradiction. Little did I know how much this single case was going to change my life forever. End of case 1. Oh, really? I'm a terrible... Yeah, don't let me drive. That would be a disaster. So, end of case 1. That went really quickly. Open case? Is it still open? PTO until January 2nd? Yo, congratulations. That sounds like... this is just gonna go again, isn't it? Back to main menu. It's fine. You can lose unsaved progress. Wait. Did we not actually... Okay, wait. There's an autosave. Oh, okay, good. Oh, this is starting over. Wait a minute. Yeah, because I didn't have to do anything. This is all just... Okay, great. Why does it still say open case, though? You have a lot of games to catch up on? Yeah, I bet. Sounds like you got a pretty good month ahead of you. That's pretty cool. Congratulations. Alright, I guess we just go on to case 2 then. Ugh. Now, like, my ear is blocked up? Oh, God. Bodies are weird. 2.5 weeks? Okay, sure, yeah. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is awesome. That's cool. I'm glad you're having a good time with it. After solving the mystery behind the robbery, we left for the Eubank estate to find out why Ms. Lear was attacked. All the while, my new detective friend was telling me the details of how he found Ms. Yor. We arrived just as he finished. Are the pun names a tradition for Ace Attorney? Like, I have played maybe half of an Ace Attorney game. So, I don't know how ubiquitous that is. April 16th, 12:20 p.m. Azure City, outside the Eubank estate. And then I brought her to the interrogation room before you joined the phone. You know the rest. We left that room with Hannah claiming we're awful people. I wouldn't consider any of that fun. Regardless, that's all the more reason for us to prove her innocence. Then, who attacked Chandra? It couldn't possibly have been the Eubank family, right? I have a few ideas, but a good detective avoids becoming tunnel-visioned. It's important to have a fresh perspective on things. And that's where I come in? Precisely. You catch on quick. So what do we do now? Now comes the fun part of being a detective, investigating. Seeing as this is your first investigation, would you like me to run you through the basics? Yeah. Teach me how to play the game, please. Alright, pretty simple. Each time we come across an area to examine, we have a few different options. First option is to look around for clues. We can investigate the immediate area for any details that stick out. Doing so is the best way for us to find evidence, which we can then use in our investigation. Second, we may come across witnesses. When we do so, it's important for us to collect their statement. This is similar to what suspects give during interrogations, but this time we simply take their words and write them down for later. You might find that some witnesses aren't entirely truthful in their statements. When this happens, we can review their statement and point out the contradiction, just like we do in the interrogation. Not everyone will have a flaw in their statement, however, so don't go running around accusing people without a reason. In addition to their statements, we can also just talk to the witnesses. Doing so is another good way to uncover information. Finally, once we're ready to move on, we can travel to another area. We have free reign of the house, so we can move around as we'd like. Whenever you want to talk to me, we can come back here. I'll have more to say as the case unfolds. Come back here every once in a while to hear more. Now then, let's get started. New lead added to the case file. You can now track your current leads through the summary section of the case file. Well, let's take a look at that, shall we? We have no brief. The investigation log is now starting fresh. Leads. Investigate the foyer. Alright. I guess let's do that thing. Talk? You can talk to Hannah? I'm still not sure about Hannah's story. Why would the Eubanks want to steal charity money? I can think of a number of reasons. I'm sure she's telling the truth. Whatever happened to she lied once already, we have to take the rest with a grain of salt. That was Detective Hunt speaking. Ernest Hunt says she's innocent. And Ernest Hunt would never be less than Ernest. But don't you have your doubts? Yeah, I have my doubts. Still, I believe her. I don't think any actor could fake the anger she had. It did feel real. It would be so much easier if this was all an accident. Blame it all on bad luck. Alright. Oh, so this is topics, not talk to Hannah. Alright, let's, window, door, police car. Police car? So, how was my driving? You never drove above the speed limit? You even dipped 5 below on the freeway. Wow. Driving below the speed limit? A rare breed indeed. I was driving a police car. I had to set a good example. You know, studies show that slower drivers cause more accidents than faster ones. Really? I guess I'll look that up later. For a wealthy family, this house seems less grand than I expected. What did you expect? A luxurious palace the size of a stadium? This is a 3-story house. With this kind of property? That's pretty grand. Home prices are already going up far faster than most wages. Yeah, but like... This is old money. They're not concerned about which house they're buying. This is still prime real estate. At least they keep their home modest rather than driving up the prices even further. I suppose so. I see an open window up there. Why would you want to keep the window open on such a cool day? We'll have to take a closer look at it once we're inside. New lead! Heck yeah. Investigate the open window on the second floor. Alright. What happens if I investigate again? It's gonna be these same results? Yeah, okay. Alright, well, let's go into the foyer. Injection of modern social commentary, right? Yeah, this is in fact a game made in 2024. I think the dev said that he's been working on it for like 3 years, so that, you know, all of that fits. April 16th, 12:25 p.m. House foyer. Wow, this place is much more impressive on the inside. Don't get too distracted by the lion's den before meeting the lion itself. I prefer a hummingbird's nest myself. After all, they represent optimism and playfulness, traits that we all use in our lives. I see you brought a new guest. Welcome to my home. I'm Ferris Eubank. Oh, hi. I'm, Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. My, you are quite nervous. Do you have a flask of tea? Wow, these are some characters. Some tea should calm those nerves. Care for a cup? No, I would hate to impose. Now, you're a guest in my home. I simply must offer you a drink. Okay, Ferris is the tea lover. Now we have an identity for this character. Then let's save the cup until after we're finished. Ferris Eubank. Case file, profiles. 33, lawyer, Mrs. Eubank herself. She's very optimistic and welcoming. I only met her today, but my parents met her about a decade ago. What? Why? What? I thought you caught the thief earlier this morning. We did. That case is already wrapped up with a shiny bow. We'll hear about the attack on your maid, Ms. Lear. Why, I could still hardly believe that Chandra was attacked. Just this morning, she was getting my tea ready, and before I knew it, the police were here. Flask of tea. Why is her tea on fire? What is happening in this game? I hope for her sake you can lock away that wicked thief for what she did. What exactly is in that tea? Your cooperation in this matter is greatly appreciated. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions. Can you tell me where you were when Ms. Lear was attacked? Let me think. Statement! Great. Ah, the statement is in yellow. That means it's a statement. I was gonna say that means she's lying, but we actually don't know if that's true. This morning, I was having breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. After my husband finished eating, I stayed by myself in the dining room. We adopted a stray cat yesterday, so I was feeding him. I was there the whole time until the police came. I believe it was shortly after that when Chandra was found. Ferris was in the dining room by herself until the police came. She claims she was there feeding the family's cat. That sounds like a lead to me. Can now access collected witness statements through the summary menu of the case file. Can I? Statements! Aha! That's what I was looking for last time and wasn't able to find. Can anyone verify your whereabouts? Not a soul, I'm afraid. Suppose that makes me a suspect? course not. You don't have a motive. We only wanted to know where you were. Your partner here seems to have a different idea. Guilty as charged. Here's a tip, Ms. Assistant. Lack of motive does not mean lack of guilt. Chandra is family, Detective. We would never hurt her. Then you should have no issue with us looking around to confirm that. Well, you're free to look around. After all, you already caught the culprit. What's with his attitude? I should have a talk with him outside. All right, let's go outside and have a talk. You know, you could have been nicer to our host. She's a suspect in an attempted murder. I was only being fair. If I go easy on her, she might take advantage of that kindness. I understand that, but you took it way too far. We shouldn't treat every potential suspect like criminals. I know you mean well, but you haven't met the people I have. There we go! Now we're seeing his deep, dark backstory. We can't afford any risks. Sounds like there's a story there. There is, but that's for another day. I'll hold you to that. No new investigates. So into the foyer. Do we have other investigates? We do! Let's investigate things. Those are some lovely plants. Oh, do you mean the Plantanic brothers? They have names? Why, they're valuable members of our home. Nothing makes you feel more invited than being greeted by the Plantanic brothers. Then why keep them in the corners? Even plants can be shy, but they get frightened easily. It's because those are partial shade plants. They can only take so much sunlight. You're no fun, Detective. Plantanic brothers. Oh, and it marks it to show that I've done it, I guess. Those paintings. Something wrong. These paintings are so uninspired. The palette is completely dull. What's the point of painting something without any soul or creativity? Art is more than just pictures to put on a wall. What's up, Inkling? I didn't know you had such strong art opinions. Thank my parents. They're artists. Staring at art is just second nature to me. Sorry for the rant. I know it's weird. It's not weird at all. A good detective can walk into a room and pinpoint whatever stands out. Not even a detective. I'm a clerk. I'm a police clerk. Why am I out here? Just means you have a good pair of eyes. Alright, yeah, it's marked to show that I've done it. That's cool. That's quite the window. Oh, I just love all the light it lets in. It makes our home feel so alive. That's a bit too grand if you ask me. All that light must be blinding from the stairs. A brighter world is never a bad thing, Detective. Wild. Money is the point of things without soul. I mean, yeah, it's probably the kind of thing that people would just spend money on without realizing, right? Eubank Investments? Mrs. Eubank? Please, dear, call me Ferris. Ferris? Could you tell me about Eubank Investments? It's an investment firm that our family runs. We provide the funds to transform empty land into beautiful destinations. My husband is the founder and CEO. I run the legal department. The whole legal department? Wow. Never gonna get over the flask of tea. It's hardly that impressive. A single cup of oolong tea is far more complex than anything I do. Tea is her entire personality. Don't let her modesty fool you, Ms. Assistant. Eubank Investment has dealings all around Azure City. And beyond. It would be impossible for them not to run into a lot of legal issues. I bet you're the life of the party, detective. Well, you don't get to detective on good looks alone. Still cracking jokes. Okay, alright. Anyway, it was her who secured the company's first major property development. That success led the company to where it is today. No need to flatter me, detective. After all, my husband did all the planning. I just carried out those plans. Excuse me, when was that major investment exactly? I believe it was about a decade ago. I see. Never thought I'd be meeting Mrs. Eubank. To think all of that happened 10 years ago. Are you doing all right, dear? If you're feeling tired, perhaps some tea would help. At what point does this get excessive? Is this excessive yet? I don't know. Uh-huh? Oh, no, sorry. I was just thinking. I'll keep my past to myself. If you're hungry, feel free to help yourself to the kitchen. Some delicious food might ease that mind of yours, We should be heading to the crime scene. We have an investigation to conduct. You can now travel to the kitchen and the crime scene. Oh, we needed to go through all of that before it would let us travel there. Yikes. I should pay both places a visit. New lead added to the case file. Aw, yeah. So we've investigated the foyer. Now we can investigate the kitchen and the crime scene, as well as the second... Oh, we have the lead for it. We can't actually go there yet. Suspicious. Whoa. The flask made it excessive? Oh, absolutely. Also, hello, Lunar. How's it going? So what does review statement get me? I should go over her statement again. Ah, I can dispute stuff from here. Stayed by myself in the dining room, adopted a stray cat, was feeding him. Was there the whole time until the police came. I believe it was shortly after that when Chandra was found. Okay. That's the end of her statement. Should I go over it again? No, I'm good. And we've already done all of the investigations, so now we can travel. Let's start with the kitchen. The kitchen seems like a good bet. April 16th. Kitchen. It seems a pair of red and green bell peppers have entered my pot. Ah, detective, you're back. Mr. Curry, I'm back with the newest member of the police's veggie garden. Wow, he just immediately leans into it, right? Everybody's got their gimmick, and Hunt is just like, yeah, okay, we're doing food jokes now. I'm Justina Smith, the, green bell pepper? A pleasure to meet you. I'm Oliver Curry, personal chef to the Eubank family. Tell me, detective, do you have any news on Chandra? This onion is doing something. The soul of this onion is leaving its body, visibly. I don't know what you're doing to that onion, but you should stop. Unfortunately not. She's still recovering. Thankfully, it's not life-threatening. I can't believe someone would attack her. Could you all give her this box of food when you see her next? She didn't eat any breakfast this morning, and that hospital food isn't even fit for rats to eat. Couldn't he just bring her the food himself? Well, whatever. I'll just take it. Oliver Curry added to your profiles. All right, we got to look at Oliver Curry's profile. 29. Birthday December 5th. Chef in the kitchen. The Eubank's personal chef. He's a big fan of vegetables and healthy food. He carries his frying pan, Sherry, everywhere he goes. He's named his frying pan? Is this actually challenging? Not yet. But we're, you know, we finished case 1, the tutorial case, and now we're getting to actually, like, do investigations and stuff. How do you feel about the Ace Attorney games, Inkling? Because this is very similar to those so far. I suspect this is going to be slightly lower on the complexity level, maybe? But I don't know how easy or hard most of the Ace Attorney games are. I never finished one. They're okay, but they aren't super hard. Okay, yeah, that fits. Yeah? I mean... Yeah, I don't know how far the challenge for this game is gonna ramp up. I would expect it to probably stick pretty close to the Ace Attorney line in terms of how challenging it's going to get, but that's purely guesswork based on the obvious love for Ace Attorney that's being shown off in this game. Not your genre, sure someone knows of more challenging investigation games. I wish I had played more investigation games, because I've definitely liked the ones that I've played. There is actually a cute one that I played off stream. It was on itch, and I'm trying to remember the name of the game now, like Class of 89 or something like that. It was a short one, but it was fun to put the stuff together. I don't know if you've played Obra Dinn, Inkling, but that is absolutely the first thing I would recommend if you were looking for a deduction game. I read the report from yesterday, but you didn't come up. Where were you during the robbery? I was on vacation up until yesterday. I was gone for the past few days to visit my parents. It took a whole day of travel just to get back here. I arrived about an hour after the robbery. We checked his claims this morning, and he only showed up after the robbery. Speaking of this morning, where were you when Chandra got attacked? Why do you ask? Just doing a routine investigation. Well, I already told you all of this, but I'll say it again. Statement! Alright, I am ready for a statement. I spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family their breakfast. After that, I stayed here in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked. The police had already found her in the trophy room by then. Oliver claims he was in the kitchen during the attack. The police found Chandra before he arrived at the scene. Really? You liked Obra Dinn a lot? Yeah, Obra Dinn's really good. Today at work you did virtual escape rooms. Oh, that's cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. A whole day to travel. That must have been exhausting. It certainly was. But no matter the distance, they're my family. Then why work here? Couldn't you work closer to your family? Ah, they would have forced me to work in the family business. No, Sherry and I are much happier here. Sherry? My frying pan. She's my most trusted companion. I take her everywhere I go. These people? Who names a frying pan? Right. So, what exactly is your family's business? I love that Justina is the sole straight man amid a bunch of absolute caricatures. They run a restaurant back home. Not much artistry there, everything is fried. Here, I'm free to make anything I wish. Don't the Eubanks decide what you cook? They might decide their meals, but how I prepare them is entirely up to me. My creativity runs free in this kitchen. I see. All this talk about food is making me hungry. I should add his sherry to the evidence. Sherry. Why? Why would... Whatever, it's fine. Everything's fine. Sounds like Mr. Eubank is a good boss. He's a wonderful boss. Such a joy to cook for. When he's hungry, he never minces his words, never hums and haws. No, he always knows exactly what he wants. Sounds reasonable to me. I'm lucky to have a boss as kind as him. Not all of them are like that. Many personal chefs get treated poorly. They're seen as expendable. Chandra and I, on the other hand, have been treated well by Mr. Eubank. Yes, Ernest? Do you have opinions on this statement? You've been rather quiet, sir. Well, I'm glad to hear he does the bare minimum for his employees. Do you have a problem with Mr. Eubank? I do, but not because he's a bad boss. Why then? I have my reasons. You should go meet him yourself, Justina. He is usually in his office upstairs. He is? Well, then let's go pay him a visit. I suppose we need a statement. You haven't taken a statement from him yet? Come on, Hunt. I thought you were good at your job. Well, we can head there whenever you're ready. We should investigate the kit. Oh my god, there's so many things to look at. Let's look at the stove hood. I love looking at stove hoods. What's this hood for? It captures smoke and grease from the stove and carries them out of the kitchen. Oh, really? I've never seen one. How sad. The smell of grease must be dreadful in your kitchen. I'm used to it. Food is food, after all. You know what? I take it back. All of these caricatures are perfect. Everything about this game is perfect. I love this animation. I love whatever is going on with Sherry. I love the tea lady. Everything is great. I can't stand it. Makes the kitchen smell awful. Plus, it's a health hazard. Depending on where you live, it might be required by law. I bet it's another case of the landlord forgetting to tell me. Alright, what's in the cupboard? Wonder what's in here. Don't open that! Sorry, what's in there anyway? It's cat food. The Eubanks got some while I was away. Can't stand the smell of that stuff. Is there some meaning to the flaming of each character's iconic prop? It means they're mad. They're on fire. They're heating up. Surely it can't smell that bad. Well, it does. It doesn't help that I'm allergic to cats. So why keep the food here then? The Eubanks don't know I'm allergic. I don't want to cause a fuss. They want it in here, so it stays in here. The job is important to me. The Eubanks want a cat, and I don't want them replacing me over it. Thankfully, Mrs. Eubank has a no-cat policy in the kitchen. I'd be red as a tomato otherwise. Well, why don't you look for a place to work without any cats around? Work doesn't grow on trees. I applied to hundreds of places before I landed this job. I won't let a single cat take that away from me. Oliver's allergy. This is going to be important. Lead completed. Oh. I did the important thing. So the lead is completed. That's neat. That's a little leading, but alright. If you're investigating a dead cat, he'd be the prime suspect? Maybe. I imagine that killing a cat would probably cause some agitation of the cat's dander. so it would just make your allergies worse. It's a lovely bouquet. I'm still gonna go through the rest of it, right? Like, there's no way we just leave investigations uninvestigated. But it sure seems like we got everything we need out of the kitchen. They're yellow poppy flowers. Mrs. Eubank says they present optimism. Just like hummingbirds. She loves to be optimistic, so those are her favorite. They're very pretty. I should buy some for my room. I really like this painting. The countryside landscape looks so peaceful with the muted color palette. Oh, so this muted color palette is good, and the other muted color palettes were bad? Make up your mind, Justina. My mom paints as a hobby. This was a gift from her, so I could be reminded of home. You're from the country? Yep, a small town called Appleton. It's a farming town way out to the east. The Eubanks didn't care. They hired me off my food alone. A lot of those wealthy folk treat us like we're lessers just because we're from the country. She doesn't know shit about art. Well, the Eubanks seem quite nice at least. We're gonna get another... No, we're not gonna get Hunt popping in with his ellipses whenever we mention the Eubanks. Oh, wow. This is some fancy wine. Let's see. Our winery started over 50 years ago by a pair of brothers with nothing except 2 cows and a dream. They worked hard growing the best ingredients in order to deliver the finest taste to your mouth. From cows? I didn't know that cows figured heavily into wine. If you want quality, always look for the 2 cow logo. Impressive, but I still don't know what kind of wine this is. Stop staring at me, you overgrown side dish. I don't need to be guilt-tripped into eating my veggies. I see you've taken an interest in my salad. More like your salad's taken an interest in me. Oh, yeah, it looks tasty. As tasty as a salad can be. Justina, not much of a salad eater? The finest, of course, for the Eubanks. Anything less and I would be no different than a greasy fast food cook. I better not tell him about my high school job. Alright, well, I guess that's everything here. Yep. All that's left is travel. So, crime scene or office first? I guess let's check the crime scene first. That seems reasonable. April 16th. Crime scene. It's strange how familiar this room is now. Imagine how I feel, coming and going from this room so often. I ought to be paying rent at this point. You'd have to sell everything you own to afford rent in a place like this. Anyways, what should we— Hold it right there! Excuse me? This is an active crime scene! Civilians can't just wander around here! Perfect timing. I was wondering where you were. Red? Red! Welcome back! I see you brought a guest. Ms. Assistant, let me introduce you to the lead detective, Sophie Swift. Nice to meet ya! Wait, what do you mean lead detective? I thought you were in charge. Red handles robberies. I'm the one who handles homicides and attempts at homicide. You must be Justina Smith, correct? Wait, how did you know that? I have it written right here. Justina Smith, a clerk working under Sue P. Earle. The chief told us about you last week. He showed us a picture and everything. Wait, and how come Detective Hunt didn't know me? Why would you look at the time? I really ought to be going. It comes from 2 cows. It's clearly a white wine. Gross. You forgot, didn't you? Keen as ever, I see. Is he always like this? For as long as I've known him. He has a good heart, though. Anyway, Sue told me you got a confession from the thief. we got a confession for the robbery. But she didn't attack Chandra. Justina here couldn't bear to see an innocent person accused like that. Begged me to bring her here. Hey! Don't listen to him. Well, since you're here, let me give you the rundown. Statement! Oh, we're getting a statement from the lead detective? That seems pretty useful. Around 8 o'clock this morning, Ms. Lear left a voicemail for Red that seemed to be cut off abruptly. It sounded like someone had attacked her. Everybody is a caricature. I was sent over to investigate. I got here about 10 past 8. Mrs. Eubank greeted me on my arrival. We headed toward the trophy room, where we believed Chandra may have been. The door was locked tight, so I had to force it open. Chandra was inside, unconscious. She'd clearly been attacked. I confirmed she was still alive before we transported her to the hospital. I see. So, what was the weapon? We haven't found one yet. I was told that she'd been hit on the back of the head with a flat and blunt object. We know it must have had blood on it, given the injury. But everything we've tested so far has come back negative for blood. So we believe the culprit must have taken the weapon with them. I have the medical report right here. Take a look at it. Medical report! Great. A report from the hospital Chandra is being treated at. She suffered a single blunt force wound to the back of the head from a flat object. There were no other injuries present. What if it's still in the house? Shouldn't we just test everything? Not without reasonable suspicion or a warrant. It'd be ruled as inadmissible and thrown out otherwise. Right now, we only have grounds to test what's around the crime scene. Sherry did it? I mean, that's not impossible. This is what happens when you go around giving frying pans names. They get ideas. Develop motives. The detective is too much suspicious with her smooth talk and helmet tricks. Aw, you don't like the helmet tricks? She's a lead detective. She's got to be good at her job. I guess that makes sense. It does make things harder, though. It's a necessary evil. So for now, let's just investigate this room. We might find something. Let me know if you have any questions. Alright, well, let's question her. I suppose we have questions? It took me 20 minutes to drive here. How did you get here so fast? Her name is... Wait, what's her name? Sophie Swift. Yeah, her name is literally Sophie Swift. I think she drives fast. Believe it or not, I'm the fastest member of the force. Well, Ms. Swift, I do in fact believe it. If criminals think they can outrun the law, they haven't met Zephyr. Wow. Her last name is Swift and she still has a separate nickname? Zephyr? Oh, her motorcycle. Wow, people are just naming everything. They don't even care anymore. The motorcycle, the frying pan, the plants, everything is named. That's my ride. Just a standard issue motorcycle with some custom upgrades. I know all the ins and outs of this city. Trust me, whenever there's a murder, I'm the first one there. Good to know. So why is Hannah the prime suspect in this? I don't see anything that ties back to her. Well, there isn't anything direct. But given how the body was found, our best assumption is that the thief had to have returned. We talked to the chief. He doesn't want us going after the Eubanks. Ooh, okay. So, the reason Hannah is the prime suspect is because politics. The Eubanks have a lot of sway in the city. Unless we had ironclad proof, let's just say the fallout would be enormous. I'd certainly hate to get on their bad side. So with nothing else to go on, our best guess remains the thief. That's awful. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? That only applies in a court of law. The police have much simpler priorities when making an arrest. So until we find the true culprit, Ms. Yor is the prime suspect. Why the long face? We're here to prove her innocent. Our system isn't perfect, but it'll work out in the end. Far from perfect. Investigation rights? Tell me more. I'm surprised you don't mind us hijacking your investigation. Red may seem a bit absent-minded, but really he's dedicated to the core. Yeah, no, his entire personality is cop. He's got nothing else going. Even if I tried to stop him, he'd still worm his way into this. Besides, he's the better detective. If anyone can solve this case, it's him. Excuse me, what am I, chopped liver? What am I, a police clerk? But this is your case. Don't you want to be the one to solve it? Justina, you're letting your inner puzzle game freak flag fly. Well, Red has his quirks, but unlike me, he has the actual brains to back it up. Wow! Lead Detective Swift going, actually, I'm a bit of a dummy. I'd only get in the way, so guarding the crime scene is the best I can do. How did you become lead detective if you can't solve cases? Literally just on the strength of your motorcycle? I got promoted to detective last month because I gave the most speeding tickets, not for my investigation skills. Wow, actually? Literally on the back of her motorcycle. The chief just wants me as an example to the other officers, an incentive to issue more tickets. Don't put yourself down. I'm sure you're a great detective. Lead detective for lead homicide detective? For issuing tickets? How does this world work? This is a strange place. We all have our skills. I drive fast. Red finds criminals. I accept that. Well, I haven't. You've been here all morning. You must have uncovered something. Well, there is one thing. The order of when everyone arrived here. First was Mrs. Eubank. She greeted me at the door and led me here. Then the chef came up. He had a frying pan, so I figured he came from the kitchen. He just carries that frying pan everywhere. He probably sleeps with that frying pan. Don't read too much into that statement. After that, Mr. Eubank claimed to have heard a sound and rushed downstairs. See? You have a detective's attention to detail. But that's not all. Mr. Eubank's statement is important. Why is that? Well, if he had heard the thud, he must have been close to the crime scene, right? So I think he must have been in the room upstairs. What's above this room? The victim's bedroom? Whoa, wait, what? What? Mr. Eubank just hanging out in Chandra's bedroom? That can't be a coincidence. Let's go investigate that room. I couldn't find anything when I looked, but you two might be luckier. Gonna try again. Second look might be all you need. Red? How long have you been listening? He's been standing there the whole time. Sophie. Since about 11 sentences ago. You found the clue. You should find the proof. I'll stay here and watch the scene. You should go. You're way better than me at this. No, that's my job. Take my assistant with you. I taught her everything. So it'll be like I'm there in spirit. Taught her everything. You have not taught me anything. You literally, all you've done is laugh. Like I needed your help to look at an object and comment on it. Sure, I'll go with you. I want to be there when you find that proof. Alright, let's do it. But only for the bedroom. I'm leaving the rest of the house to Red. Once you're done collecting evidence, just head to her room. I'll meet you there. Alright, now we can go to Chandra's bedroom. Are we not? Like, why wouldn't we just go room to room in the house? Like, looking at literally everything? We gotta have a lead in order to enter any given room? Weird. Alright, let's finish investigating here. There are a lot of things to investigate. Oh, definitely check out the golf clubs. Have we tested the golf clubs for blood? Or the trophy? There's some golf clubs over here. How strange. This blue one has had its head polished, but not the rest of it. Wow, already? I guess Chandra was cleaning it when she got attacked. That's the conclusion you're jumping to? Justina's really not cut out for this business, is she? That's what we thought, but there's nothing in here for cleaning a golf club with. According to the Eubanks, after delivering breakfast, Chandra was asked to clean the blue one. Really? Is there a golf tournament coming up? Maybe Mr. Eubank will use it there. Chandra was asked to clean the blue one. And then why would he want this one cleaned? These clubs are just for show. What do you mean? He keeps his real clubs in his room. Those 3 are his lucky clubs. These 3 are more to show off. Claims he carried them to a few tournaments he won. Strange. Why would he want just one cleaned then? I didn't ask him. Don't worry about it. If it's connected to this case, we can ask him later. Do you think any of these clubs could have been the weapon? We tested them for blood, but they came back negative. Yeah, it was just cleaned! I'll add this to the evidence. One of Owen's lucky golf clubs. Although Chandra had been asked to clean them, this one is still partially dirty. Tested negative for blood. If it had been cleaned after being used as a murder weapon, would it still, wouldn't it still test negative for blood? Like, that's, presumably that would be the point of cleaning it? Suspicious. Extremely suspicious. According to this trophy, Mr. Eubank got first place at a golf tournament recently. Apparently, he's won plenty of trophies in the past. One magazine said, a true visionary. When his company's stock goes up, his golf score goes down. Isn't a low score bad? Golf is about getting the ball in a hole with the least number of swings, so a low score is best. If he's so great, why display only one trophy? Huh. You make a good point. Unless he has another room. This room is unusually bare given his previous record. Some things will get rid of enough blood so the tests don't pick it up, but the things that can do that usually leave very noticeable traces. Really? Okay. So maybe the test is good enough to find blood even if it had been cleaned, as long as it wasn't, like, you know, coated in ammonia or something. Man, I don't know what is up, but I'm just super stuffy today. I just feel very stuffed up. Allergies or something? Maybe I should open a window. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hang on a sec. Alright, hopefully that doesn't cause too much noise pollution. And hopefully it also helps me able to breathe. I've heard good things about being able to breathe. Alright, let's go through the rest of this. Rug. Bedsheet. Weird. Alright, yeah, let's start with the bedsheet then. What's this? Looks like a white bedsheet, but it's covered in a bunch of dirt and grass. Oh, was that to clean up all the muddy footprints? Detective Swift, do you know what this is? No idea. It was there when we secured the room. Whoever left it there must have been in a hurry. Well, Chandra was in here. Maybe she was planning on cleaning it when she got attacked. But there's no bed in here, or anything for washing sheets. How did it get this dirty? Strange. I'll record it for later. A white bedsheet covered in dirt. It was found stuffed inside a drawer in the trophy room. I mean, is it not obvious that that was used to clean up the muddy footprints? There should have been muddy footprints on the floor. Those got cleaned. It sounds like they were cleaned in a rush. And the bedsheet that was used to clean them was stuck in a drawer? Okay, no, that is kind of weird. Presumably that's not how Chandra would have handled it if she was, like, the maid whose job it is to clean the house would do a little bit better than that. So, was the attack in this room? The attack wasn't in this room, right? The attack happened in a different room? Or did the attack happen in this room? Hold on. Let's see. Statements? Till I heard she was attacked, found her in the trophy room. Okay, no, so this is the trophy room. And this is where she was attacked. So, huh. And it's the same room as the safe. So it's the same room as the theft. So I knew this was the room that the theft occurred in. It didn't occur to me that this was also the room in which she had been attacked. The door was locked. So whoever attacked her must have left via the window, right? Came in through the window, used the bedsheet to clean up their footsteps, and then left through the window again. Because muddy footprints, just like in the first case. Okay. Where would the bedsheet have come from, though? More questions. Who keeps a single yellow dress hung up like this? Mrs. Eubanks says it's what she wears when watching her husband play golf. She's got a golf watching dress? That's very specific. She says it's easier to find when it's next to the golf clubs. I'm surprised she wouldn't wear something fancier. She could afford whatever outfit she wants, but she goes for a tacky yellow. It's simple and elegant, like her personality. You need a better eye for fashion, Red. There's more to style than just throwing on whatever. I'm a simple man. All I need is something that fits me. And is red, apparently. Dream of being a trophy wife with a golf watching dress? Well, she's also a high-powered lawyer, so, you know, she's got more going on. But yeah, being a trophy wife sounds like a pretty good gig. I wonder what's in here. I'm expecting the chef to come in and smack her with a frying pan again. Looks like a landline, but it's covered in hair? What? A landline? Like a phone? The hell do you mean covered in hair? It's cat fur! Red found some yesterday. Cat fur? Are you saying there was a cat in here? Not just any cat. An orange and white Siamese cat. Oh no. Swift is a cat lover. I don't know why I oh no'd about that. That sounds perfectly normal for the person that Swift claims to be. Given how fresh the fur was, I'd say it was shed no more than an hour before it was discovered. I asked Mrs. Eubank about it. She said it's from the family cat. Really? None of that was in the police report? Why leave it out? I brought it up to the chief, but it was dismissed as irrelevant. He said, "What are we supposed to do? Claim the cat as a witness and request testimony?" Are you telling me that with all of these characters we have lying around, none of them speaks feline? Give me a break. Cats do make for poor witnesses. As for the phone, we believe this phone was used to call the police this morning. Would the fact that the cat was near the phone be relevant? How fresh the fur was. Does fur go ripe? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Maybe when you're, you know, good at forensic science, you can tell how recently fur was shed. I'm not a forensic scientist. Did the cat call it in? Maybe. We're not sure how it ended up here. Perhaps the thief tried to hide it. Forensic. Oh, how did I not see that one coming? I'll take note of both. A storage cabinet found in the trophy room. There were small traces of orange cat fur inside, which were left on the day of the robbery. What about the phone? Oh, there it is. Trophy room telephone. A telephone found stuffed inside a cabinet in the trophy room. It's been disconnected. Oh, yeah, no, this looks like it would be the phone that she called from. And now the lead is completed, but we've still got more questions to ask. I got so many more questions to ask. Oh, this game is so talky. I can feel my throat getting... Another blunt instrument? How are you gonna beat someone to death with the phone they are currently talking on? I'm not a fan of this rug. It doesn't match the carpet at all. It needs more color variety. Green and purple would help it pop more. But it's super fluffy! What I would give to be a cat and just roll around without a care. Okay, yeah, no, I've met people like her. Looks fine to me. Says the man who looks like a walking lobster. He does have like a nautical bent with this outfit, right? Like the big red coat with these giant lapels over this like turtleneck, this like corded knit turtleneck. Absolutely looks like a fisher person. Is this a pea coat? I don't know if this is actually a pea coat or not. Lighthouse keeper? Yeah, right? Be nice. He's been working really hard to infiltrate the crustacean smuggler's ring. Thank you for rolling with the joke, Swift. You're right. I was being too crabby. Oh no, Justina, no! You were my one bastion of sanity amidst all of these buns! Why? Why would you betray me like this? Oh, Justina. When this is over, I'm going shopping for new clothes. Honestly, that's the goal. Detective Hunt. So, thank you for giving in to peer pressure. Detective, it's the safe from this morning. You mean yesterday? You only saw it this morning from a tape recorded yesterday. Time is just an excuse to display power over others. Wow! Did Justina just go full time cube? I learned about it this morning, therefore it only existed since then. Justina went from a completely serious character to whatever the hell is happening now in the time it took to traverse the doorway into this room. We also met this morning. So have I only existed since this morning? Actually, yeah. You have only existed for 1 hour and 51 minutes, Detective Hunt. That's my uptime. Detective, it's the safe from yesterday. Doesn't seem to be relevant to our current case, so let's leave it alone. So the culprit came in through this window, huh? Given that the door was locked, they would have had to leave through it as well. But then, why would they close the window? Surely a thief escaping in a hurry wouldn't put in the effort to close it. Does seem odd, but it was closed when we got here. Whoever attacked Chandra must have closed it. So, the call happened at 8. Swift got here at 8:10. Wait. Do we know that the call happened at 8? Because it was a message, right? It was a message left on Detective Hunt's answering machine? So when was the call made versus when they heard the call? Do we have any details about that? It's not in the statements. Around 8 o'clock this morning, Ms. Lear left a voicemail, seemed to be cut off abruptly. Okay, so the voicemail was left around 8. And then Swift got here at 10 past 8. So they basically listened to the voicemail immediately. Okay. So yeah, so whoever did the attack would have had about 10 minutes to clean up the place with a bedsheet. Leave through the window, closing it behind them. And then, I don't know, whatever they did. If there's somebody who was in the house, then come back into the house. But wouldn't they have come back into the house with muddy footprints? If they left muddy footprints from coming in the window? Alright, no more talking, no more investigating. Now we travel. So, we have the bedroom and the office as the two places to go next. I'm kind of putting off chatting with Mr. Eubank, but I don't feel like... Oh, do we have, Swift's summary of, like, when people... The detective's brief? I guess I'd have to go into the history to see it. Where are the timings here? 10 past 8. Mrs. Eubank greeted on your arrival, headed towards the trophy room. He's the better detective. Here it is, the order of when everyone arrived here. Eubank greeted me at the door and led me here. So this is when she got to the place at 8:10, right? This is now 10 minutes after whatever incident might have occurred. Chef came up. Mr. Eubank claimed to have heard a sound and rushed downstairs. if he had heard the thud... Oh, because is that the thud from forcing the door when they got here? So I had to force it open. Okay, that was the thud, I guess, that they're talking about. Not the thud of the attack, but the thud of forcing it open. That makes more sense. Alright, let's go check out the bedroom. April 16th, 12:20 p.m. Bedroom. What's with the peeling wallpaper here? Here we are, Chandra's bedroom. Are we really in the same house? This room is a bit bland. Yeah, this room looks a bit rustic, honestly. Maybe she prefers being minimalist. That, or the Eubanks don't pay her enough. Either way, a modest room makes our lives easier. Seems nobody is here right now. What about Swift? Alright, whatever. Phone. What is the thing on the ground? More cat fur. There's so much cat fur around this wardrobe. The cat has been here for a day? And there's already so much cat fur everywhere? Incredible. Cats tend to shed more during the spring to prepare for the summer heat. Given that it's April, this amount of fur is normal. Cats know no bounds. The Eubanks cat leaves a prominent trail of shed fur wherever it goes. Yeah, no joke. A bunch was clumped around Chandra's wardrobe. Alright. For a maid, there sure is a lot of cat fur in here. Especially around this wardrobe. I wonder what's inside. What the... You finally found me. What? Who is this? Ah, you finally found me. I've been waiting here forever. Now hand over your badge, Miss Detective. You were in here the whole time? Hang on, you know her already? Of course, she's... Fi. My name's Fi. And this is my cat, Toasty. Fi Eubank. Okay, they've got a daughter. Sure, that makes sense. Why was she in the wardrobe? Woof. Meow! Great. Nice to meet you both. My name's Justina. I'm here to help out with the investigation today. So this is the Eubanks cat? He's super cute. Yeah, he looks like a marshmallow. I think he likes you, miss. Apparently. He's meowing at me. So, why exactly does she want your badge, Detective? I may or may not have promised to play hide and seek with her this morning. And I bet my badge on it. Turns out she's really hard to find. Have you really been in here this whole time? Yep, and since you never found me, I won! Now give me your badge! But I did find you. No, you didn't. The green lady found me, so it doesn't count. She takes hide and seek seriously. Hey, let's worry about the badge later, okay? Right now I want to ask you a couple questions about today. This is the cat statement too, isn't it? This is Fi and Toasty's statement. Oh, jeez. Well, Toasty and I are really tired, so we're having trouble remembering things. What is this wee crap? Seriously, it's so stuffy in here. I don't know what's going on. I hope I'm not getting sick. That would be suck. Maybe you could jog our memory with some money? You need to be bribed to give a statement? This is the Eubanks' kid? You want us to pay you? Father tells me that information is worth more than gold, so I'm not going to talk to you for free. Can't believe I'm being extorted by a kid. Detective? What do we do now? Hold on, I've got an idea. Tell you what, Fi, how about we play a little game instead? A game? We're listening. You answer all our questions honestly, and Justina will give you whatever you want. But if we catch you lying, I get to keep my badge. Deal? Hang on, I didn't agree to that. Hey, I already put my badge on the line. Take one for the team. All right, fine. Yeah, I am 100% going to arrest them. Absolutely. Really hope this kid is bad at lying. So how does that sound to you, Fi? The shared nod. It's unreal. Deal. What do you want to know? I don't remember hearing about her at all in the police report. I wonder if she saw anything. Let's start from the beginning. Where were you yesterday when the robbery happened? Heh, that's easy. You better get ready to give us the piggyback ride of a lifetime. You know, as far as penalties go, I think that's completely feasible. My back is already aching from the thought. I really hope Detective Swift knows what she's gotten us into. Alright, time for a statement. Let's go. Well, before all the police came, Chandra wanted to play hide and seek. Toasty and we decided to hide in the kitchen. I waited there for a while. By the time I came out, all the police were there. Chandra never found us, so I won! I see. I've gotta spot a lie for the sake of my spine. Fi claims she was playing hide and seek in the kitchen during the robbery. She was never found by the time the police arrived. Okay, wait. Actually, I think I can handle this right now. Because Oliver claimed that the cat is not allowed in the kitchen. So... let's talk here. Alright. We decided to hide in the kitchen. Dispute! Objection! Fi, we already spoke to Oliver. He said cats aren't allowed in the kitchen. You couldn't have hid there with Toasty. The cat too! The cat with the exclamation mark! Oh, this is unreal. You did? How would he know? He wasn't here. He went on some trip. That's true. How can we prove Toasty wasn't there? Well, drat. There's gotta be a way. I just have to think. Can I prove Toasty couldn't have been in the kitchen? Cat's fur. Maybe. Fi, Toasty likes to shed a lot, doesn't he? In fact, everywhere he goes, he seems to leave a trace of it. But I don't remember seeing any sort of cat fur in the kitchen. If you had really hid there with Toasty, there would have been cat fur all over the place. And poor Mr. Curry would have been sneezing like crazy. Fine, you win. I wasn't in the kitchen. You can keep your stupid badge. I didn't want it anyway. Whew, good work, Justy. My badge is safe. Justy? Whoa, 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 whoa. You don't know me well enough to start slapping nicknames around. There. Every time Justina's like, the mental questions. Justina always has the same mental questions that I do. So, Fi, if you weren't in the kitchen, then where were you hiding? Toasty can't remember. Excuse me? We didn't ask Toasty, Fi. This again? Think, Justina. There's gotta be some way to figure out where she was. The trophy room cabinet has traces of cat fur. Was Fi hiding in the trophy room cabinet while the theft was occurring? Fi, we found cat fur in the trophy room. Detective Swift says she found it yesterday, and it was no more than an hour old. Carbon dating cat fur out here? So I think you and Toasty were hiding in the trophy room when the robbery happened. Why would she lie about all this? Like, what incentive does she have to give false statements about this? But... Okay, I was hiding in there, but you can't tell anyone! Fi, why didn't you tell the police about this? I'm not supposed to go in there, and Toasty isn't either. I didn't want to get in trouble. If Father found out, he'd try to take Toasty away. Again, the cat has been here for a day? Cats lie, it's their thing. Yeah, that seems legitimate, actually. I couldn't let Toasty go back in the wild. I need you to tell us about what happened yesterday. It'll help us find out what happened to Chandra. Do you promise I won't get in trouble? We promise. Well, I heard Chandra and someone else there. I think they were taking stuff out of the safe. I got really scared. I told Oliver about it. He always knows what to do. Oliver's the chef? Oliver Curry? Hang on. Oliver knew? He never mentioned that. I was scared about what might happen to Chandra. Father started being really mean to her, and I thought Oliver could help her. Oh no. You don't think... Let's not jump to any conclusions yet. We'll make a note of this for later. Thank you, Fi. You helped out a lot. And so did you, Toasty. What a big help. Can I get a piggyback ride as thanks? Yeah, can she? Don't encourage her. Fi was actually hiding at the crime scene during the robbery. She told Oliver about Chandra's involvement in the robbery. Well, now we have an excuse to go talk to Oliver about whatever the hell just happened here. Do you mind if I pet Toasty? Go ahead. He's really soft. Toasty used to live outside. He'd always come say hi to us. I'm glad Toasty has a new home. My neighborhood has more stray cats than I can count. You should adopt one of them. I hated seeing Toasty without a home. I'll think about it. I don't really like the idea of trying to grab one of those feral cats off the street. I got an achievement for petting the cat. Alright, good. Why did you want Detective Swift's badge? So Toasty can become Detective Toasty! Yeah, okay, that checks out. Yeah, once you have the badge, that's it. You're a detective, right? That's how that works? That's makes as much sense as anything else. He's a cop who doesn't play by the rules. Fi, cops are supposed to follow the law, not break it. Detective Toasty should set a good example. Okay. That's boring. We like our way better. Fi really is just a kid. Alright, we've learned a few things about Fi. And also about Toasty. Toasty is a real villain. Case file. I want to look at leads, since we have been through several of them. Cool. Presumably that means there's nothing else important here, but let's still go through the rest of it. Let's check this chest for clues. You mean this dresser for clues? No, it has drawers that you pull, so it's a chest of drawers. Dressers are short and wide, while chests of drawers are tall and narrow. This is short and wide, therefore it's a dresser. Is this really that important? Let's just look inside. There's some golf club cleaner and what looks like a camera? The golf club cleaner is in Chandra's room? Not the room with the golf clubs? Boy, this is weird. A camera? Okay, that's incredibly sus. Why would there be a camera in here? The insides seem broken. Judging by the dust, I'd say it was hidden away on top of the wardrobe. Some of the parts have fresh club cleaner on it. Camera on top of the wardrobe? Okay, this probably isn't related to the attack that happened today. Presumably. Maybe it's fallout from the theft? Camera? Okay, yeah. So Chandra hiding the camera that was in the trophy room would make sense. Right? Doesn't want to get caught on camera. On the other hand, would Chandra know that there's a camera there? So this actually lends a little bit more credence to the idea that, like, Mr. Eubanks or something would have attacked Chandra and then moved the camera afterwards? Some of the parts have fresh club cleaner on it. What do we do with that? So whoever put it here must have been using the club cleaner. Okay, sure. If that's the take then, that's probably Chandra. But why is it broken? The scratches on it means it must have hit the floor pretty hard. That would have been enough to break it. On the other hand, if the person using the club cleaner was the person who used the club as a murder weapon, that wouldn't have been Chandra. That would have been some other person. We're still going with probably Mr. Eubanks. With a fresh club cleaner on it, it must have been broken today. Oh, not yesterday. Okay, so this has to be like post-murder. I doubt it simply fell on its own. Just one mystery on top of another. Let's add both to the evidence. Golf club cleaner found in Chandra's chest of drawers. It's a dresser, Justina! It's used to polish and clean golf clubs. Specifically golf clubs. Not other, you know, small metal objects that you'd like to polish. Only golf clubs. Small broken camera found in Chandra's dresser. It was broken today. There are traces of golf cleaner on it. Dust markings show it may have been hidden on top of the wardrobe. Alright. Alright, Miss, trained in art, Miss Art Appreciator. How do we feel about this painting? This painting looks so sad. The mountains are crying out in pain. The mountains are what? Mountains can do that? Crying out in pain? Yes. Look at the one in the far back. Its side was chopped off. Alright, she's just making stuff up now. Justina has never seen a painting before in her life and wants to sound intelligent. A chip that size could only be missing because of human activity. That, or the artist just didn't notice. Of course the artist noticed! Every detail in a painting like this is deliberate! Every brushstroke, every line! You sound like you're an artist yourself! No, I'm terrible at it. My parents are artists, though. Sorry for getting a bit carried away there. Don't worry about it. You're cute when you get all fired up like that. And there it is. I am now immediately shipping Justina and Swift. It happened like that. Let's move on. Ooh. Oh, Justina's into it. Absolutely. Yep, nope, this works. I'm on board. Never fall for a baddie with a helmet. Who's the baddie here? Swift's on one of the good guys. Swift is on side. I mean, she's not good at her job, but that doesn't make her a baddie. This room is a bit cold. This window must be why. It's letting a draft in. Why is it open? We found it open when we got here. I guess it's because of all the club cleaner smell. Did Chandra open it? No idea. Best to leave it alone for now. This must be the window I spotted outside. Bedroom window. Why would she leave it open on such a cold day? Some of the wallpaper's peeling. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. We should check it out. Leave no stone unturned. But what if we make it worse? It's just wallpaper. We can fix it up. Alright. Oh my. Look behind the paper, there's a small hole. I think this must be some kind of storage space. Do you see anything in there? Looks like a filing drawer? There's a bunch of important documents inside. What do you mean? Insurance paperwork, medical documents, Chandra's passport. It's all properly labeled. Hang on. There's something missing here. I can see a spot for a file, but there's nothing inside. I'll note this down. Chandra's passport, which was found in a small storage space hidden behind her wallpaper. She seems to have stored other important documents here, but something next to it was taken. Behind the wallpaper? Wow. That missing spot. We should check this for prints. You won't believe this. Wow, it's that easy to check for prints? Chandra's prints are here, but there's another set of prints too. Mr. Eubank? Mr. Eubank. It's Mr. Eubank, right? We're all agreed, right? Mr. Eubank is obviously the person that killed Chandra? Like, obviously. Not killed, but like attempted murder. Attempted to murder Chandra? Whose? There it is! Yet another notch in the Mr. Eubank did it pile. Mr. Eubank himself! Oh, it's a good thing they're so good at getting fingerprints together like that. That's nice. Exclamation mark! Every time I poke, Justina then follows up with the same thing. Good job, Justina. You're doing great. Wait, how did you identify those prints so quickly? I carry a small device for it. It holds a small database of prints that it can quickly check against. We got a sample of everyone's prints earlier. These prints are pretty fresh, too. I'd say they were left today. Science can tell if fingerprints are fresh? It's not science. The paper's still sticky. No dust on it from being exposed for too long. So it had to have been peeled today. If the fingerprints are on the sticky side, that means it showed up today. Oh. Oh, Swift is better at her job than I thought. Wow, she knows her stuff. Every time. Owen. Fingerprints belonging to Owen Eubank were found in Chandra's bedroom, on the sticky side of her peeling wallpaper. They were left today. Me and Justina, two of a kind. 2 kinds of evidence from 1 clue. Nice work. Yeah. What's wrong? Just, I was here earlier. I didn't bother to check behind this wallpaper. I could have found this. But you found those prints. And you noticed that missing file. And if you hadn't come here, no one would have found it. But we did find it. It's a 2-person job. Let's just keep investigating. Oh no, I made my girlfriend sad by being better at her job than she is. Okay. I should talk to her about this after the case. This bed looks so bare with only that thin sheet. Can't spell police procedural without procedural. I'm not sure where you're going with this, but at the very least you are technically correct. I expected a bit more from a maid. She must not have made her bed this morning. It sounded like she was rather busy. I can make my bed in under a minute. What's her excuse? Well, her name isn't Swift, so she probably takes a little bit longer than that. A minute? My personal record is 36.13 seconds. What's yours? I can honestly say I have never timed myself making my bed. Also, I can honestly say I don't make my bed very often. Can't remember the last time I made my bed before work. Also true. I must have forgotten. How about I just add the bed to evidence for now? The bed in Chandra's room where she sleeps at night. It's missing its sheets. Aha! So Chandra's bed sheets were the ones used downstairs to clean up the tracks. Probably. What a quaint phone. Hang on, it looks like it's damaged. The receiver's cracked. Oh my god, did somebody beat Chandra with a phone? While she was on the phone? Is that irony? I feel like that's irony. Perhaps someone dropped it? There are even tiny bits of plastic on the floor. Maybe. Let's add it to the evidence. Telephone in Chandra's room. The receiver has been damaged with chipped bits of plastic found on the floor. Plasticky at the least. Ah, I see what you're getting at here. Alright, we've done talking. We've done investigating. The next step is traveling to the office. But I think before I do that, I am going to take my usual stream break here. I've run out of water, and this is a very talky game, so we're going to need more water. And then when I get back, we'll pin the whole thing on Mr. Eubank. Wrap it up nicely and neatly, I'm sure. Everything will be very obvious once we have spoken with Mr. Eubank. Yeah, that'll be after the break. So, let's break. Let me get you folks some music. And let me say thanks for hanging out. I hope you're having a good time. I am definitely enjoying this. This is pretty good so far. Yeah, if you are new to the stream and enjoying yourself, I would appreciate a follow. If you want something to do while I'm gone, check out my Discord or check out the Fireside Pride schedule and see if there's any cool speedruns you want to check out. Because I am doing commentary on Saturday for Time Spinners, so that's a thing that's coming up in the future that you know should know about. Anyway, I will be back in a bit. Thanks for hanging out, and see you folks soon. Alright, I am back. Let's pause the music and get back into the game. So, I've been thinking about it, and while all of the evidence is pointing to Mr. Eubank, I bet that's actually just red herrings, and Toasty is the real mastermind here. We gotta keep looking for evidence, see if we can pin it all on Toasty. But now, the office. The last place to check, I think. Do I have any other leads? The office and the reason why Owen was in Chandra's bedroom. Well, I guess that's the office, because that's where Owen is. Actually, let's go talk to this boy. Oh, yeah, bunch of stuff here now. You're pretty friendly with the chef. A wise detective always befriends the cook. That way you get the best snacks. So it's all just for the food? Not just the food, Miss Assistant. I was hoping you might have seen something. When I found out he was away during the robbery, I crossed him off my list of suspects. I see. So you befriended him to get information? Clever. Bingo. Only afterwards did I try his cooking. I'm taking my compliment back. You and Detective Swift are pretty different. If I were to paint you two, I'd use oil paint for you and watercolors for her. What does that mean? Is that supposed to mean something? Am I supposed to understand that? Is this an art thing? Sorry, but your analogy's lost on me. I mean, you're very patient and methodical, while she's very intense and prone to fly away. Still don't get it. Never mind. I kind of get it. I get it a little bit. Sir, were you aware that Fi was in the bedroom? Nope. I didn't arrive until after Sophie played hide and seek with her. I figured she could find her on her own. She almost lost her badge. You should have helped. But she didn't. Did she, Miss Assistant? I guess. Interesting. I wonder if it makes sense to go back and talk to the chef about Fi telling him. Can we review statement? Till I heard she was attacked. The police had already found her in the trophy room by then. What did we hear from Fi? No, that was a lie. All of this is lies. Maybe there's something in the summary that we can use? Decided to hide. No, we know that's a lie. We know. Why isn't this updated for whatever her current statement is? Unhappy. Do I have evidence about... Yeah, I can't... Oh, Fi's confession is a different thing. She told Oliver about Chandra's involvement in the robbery. Alright, well, I'm not actually disputing anything here, right? Spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family their breakfast. Sure. None of this has to do with the robbery. Right? Okay. So I can't just, like, present something to try and talk to him about it, right? Fi's confession. Alright, no, it sounds like Office is the only bet now. Alright, here we go. April 16th. 12:45 p.m. Office. Forget the foyer. This is the real lion's den. Detective, maybe we should... Good afternoon, Mr. Eubank. I'm back. Too late. Ah, detective. Have you finished dealing with our little rat problem yet? Wow. He's looking remarkably dapper. He's also got the monocle. Wait. Does his monocle match up with Mrs. Eubanks' monocle? Like, are they a matched set? That would be very funny. I wonder if one of them ever wears both of the monocles at one time. Rat problem? The scurrying, thieving rat in my home. We've dealt with the thief. We're here on other matters. This is my assistant, Justina Smith. Justina, this here is Owen Eubank, founder and CEO of Eubank Investments. An assistant? I didn't know you were a detective of prestige. The hell's that supposed to mean? Hey, not a trophy. Like, you gotta be a real good detective in order to get an assistant? An assistant is just a mark of status? Is that where they're going with this? She wanted to tag along to see a pro at work. We're here to find out more about the attack on Chandra. I'm sorry to say, but I won't be much help in the matter. Why not? This is your house, isn't it? Surely you know about what goes on here. If you must know, Miss Smith, I only saw Ms. Lear during breakfast, and we hardly spoke at all. I have no idea about what happened after that. Now, I'm really quite busy right now, and I don't have time for all these inane questions. Real helpful, this guy. Clearly, the window isn't going to look through itself. It's going to look through itself. That's a new one. Haven't heard that one before. Oh, I haven't looked at all the profiles. We gotta look at all the profiles. Hang on. Sophie Swift. 25. Oh, she's young. A homicide detective at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct. She's very energetic and doesn't really strike me as the detective sort. She doesn't really strike me as the cop sort either, but maybe this world is a little bit more, you know, optimistic than ours. Nevertheless, she's the one actually in charge of this case. Phi Eubank, age 10. Occupation not applicable. All right. The daughter of the Eubanks, she's playful, somewhat rambunctious, and an avid lover of hide and seek. She's extremely attached to her cat, Toasty, and takes him with her everywhere she goes. Toasty! Age 4. Okay. Occupation cat. To be honest, he is very good at his job. The orange cat of the Eubank family. He sheds like crazy and leaves large clumps of fur wherever he goes. Owen Eubank, 35, CEO. The founder and CEO of Eubank Investments. He made his fortune in real estate investing. He's got an intimidating presence. 2 years older than Ferris. Alright, window isn't going to look through itself. Nevertheless, we still need to record your statement. Just give us a few sentences, we won't bother you again. You officers are always such a bother. Fine, but let's make it quick. Around 7:30 this morning, I went down to the dining room to have breakfast with my family. Ms. Lear came to service the food, and that was the only time I saw her. After that, I went straight back to my office, where I remained for the rest of the morning. Not long after, you all showed up and told me Ms. Lear had been attacked. Owen claims to have had breakfast with his family where he saw Chandra. Afterwards, he claims to have gone directly to his office, where he remained until the police arrived. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Eubank. We'll need to have a look around and ask you a few more questions. Then we'll be out of your way. Ms. Assistant, let's get to work. Right. Talk? Alright, yeah, let's talk about all these things. These are some important things to talk about. Mr. Eubank, I was reviewing the case file for the robbery this morning. I have to ask, why does Chandra know the code to the safe? Do I need a reason? Well, no. It's just odd. If you must know, it's because she's a trusted employee. She did a lot of the accounting work. Giving her the code made things easier for the both of us. The maid did a lot of the accounting work? You'd think she'd be better paid if that's the kind of uses you're putting her to. Does that answer your question? Yes. This doesn't add up. If he's embezzling money, then why would he trust Chandra? Did he have some reason to believe she'd keep it a secret? Mr. Eubank, I understand you asked Chandra to clean one of your golf clubs today. May I ask why? A friend of mine wanted to borrow it for an upcoming tournament. Since those are my luckiest clubs, he hoped it would give him an edge. He was supposed to come today, but we had to reschedule. Yeah, I bet. Seems like he asked Chandra to clean it by chance. Okay. Well, let's take a look at things, shall we? Lamp? Oh, I love lamp. This is an expensive lamp. Looks like the price tag is still on it. This thing is worth more than my entire month's salary. Be careful around that. I already had to replace that lamp once. What happened? That nuisance of a cat came running in here and knocked it over. Okay, am I wrong about them only having had the cat for a day? Where did I pick this up from? Who said this? Yesterday, we adopted a stray cat yesterday. They have had the cat for 24 hours. And Phi Eubank would already give her life for this cat. And they've already had to replace a lamp. And the cat has been up to a lot of shenanigans for somebody who's been in the house for exactly 24 hours. A whole lamp? That cat must be all muscle. If it were up to me, that cat would never have stepped foot in this house. What stopped you? My wife. She was determined to take that cat in. Once that woman sets her mind on something, nothing can stop her. Is that admiration I hear in your voice, Owen? I see. Let's see what's on his computer. Are you allowed to just look at somebody's computer? Don't you need a warrant for this kind of thing? Is this a video game? Melody Man 12. Stop snooping around. Sorry, but I have to ask, why would a man of your age be into video games? Oh, that hurts. Oh God, right in the chest. Justina with the gut shot. I'm only in my 30s. I was there when Melody Man started fighting for everlasting music. I see. I guess even Owen had a childhood. Even Owen had a childhood. What's this? A guide to taking care of monocles? I didn't think they actually wrote books on this. A monocle is a gentleman's best friend. It would be a crime to not keep it clean. Gentleman's best friend? Doesn't your wife wear one as well? Hers is a simple accessory. Mine is a prescription. I can't see with my left eye without it. Oh. So instead of wearing glasses, you wear a monocle. That's fascinating. I don't know which of those statements surprises me more. I don't either, actually. There are quite a lot of history books here. History is a wonderful thing. It defines who we are, and yet we can only ever experience it once. For example, there's a book that I'm currently reading. It's about how Azure City went from being a small city-state to the sprawling capital it is now. To grow so fast, simply by merging with other city-states over the course of a scant 50 years,
It's truly marvelous.
It certainly is. This is what I get for sleeping through history class. Okay. Well, we still have an investigate the office lead. Huh. You don't have an extra talk. So I guess we have to discover the reason why Eubank was in... we can present... Okay, no, I got this figured out. We can present the fingerprints as evidence that he wasn't in his office all day, right? So we can review his statement. Straight back to my office where I remained for the rest of the morning. So this we can dispute with the fingerprints. Mr. Eubank, as part of our investigation, we searched Chandra's room. Inside, we found a small hidden filing cabinet. If you were in your office all day, then why did we find your prints there? I wonder how many spare monocles he has.
What? Why? I must have touched it some other time.
That drawer was covered behind freshly peeling wallpaper. Those prints had to have been left today.
You can't be serious. This is an outrageous invasion of privacy.
We're investigating an attempted murder, dude. Do we not have a warrant for all this? To search the house?
Who authorized you to start dusting my house for fingerprints?
We have the right to test for fingerprints as part of our investigation, so long as we have just cause. Now, you can either confess here, or we could do this at the station.
Is this really how you treat innocent bystanders?
Only the ones who are lying. Now start talking.
I needed to speak to Ms. Lear over a delicate matter. I went there for that. If you just give me a moment, I can explain all your worries away.
New statement! Alright. You better deliver this time, buddy.
No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept my visit to myself. It was all just a massive coincidence.
I should listen to his statement again. He might be lying again.
No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept my visit to myself. It was all just a massive coincidence.
I don't have a question button. Well, this is really open-ended. What do I think disputes any of this?
No one could have known she was in her room. No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept my visit to myself. It was all just a massive coincidence.
What do I have to dispute this with? The camera, maybe?
Polish and clean golf clubs.
What did Fi say she was doing today? During the robbery, that's fine. I guess I can go to statements here, right? Breakfast with the family. My husband finished eating, stayed in the dining room. Feeding the cat.
So where was Phi? Most of the day cooking. Chandra came to bring the family their breakfast. Stayed in the kitchen. Chandra in the trophy room. Before all the police came, Chandra wanted to play hide and seek. Toasty and I decided to, we know this is lies. Why is this even still here? So he changed his statement. This is the new statement that we have to work with. But Phi never changed a statement because we just got a confession out of her. It wasn't an updated statement. Chandra's bed was missing its bed sheet. Well, we know where her bed sheet went. One of her important documents is missing. Found a broken camera in Chandra's bedroom. It seems like someone may have been spying on her. Oh, we think the camera was on top of her wardrobe. Do I just, like, bring out random things to see if they interact somehow with his statement? Like, all right, the golf club cleaner. I don't know that any of this. Yeah, the investigation log doesn't show any of Owen's information either. Huh. Oh, I really don't know where to go with this. What in here conflicts? Suffered a single blunt force wound to the back of the head from a blunt object. One of Owen's lucky golf clubs. The bed sheet. Cabinet with fur in it. Trophy room telephone in the cabinet. Cat's fur. Hiding in the crime scene during the robbery. She told Oliver about Chandra's involvement in the robbery. Club cleaner. Small broken camera. Yeah, a hidden camera in Chandra's room is pretty sus. Seems to have stored other important documents here, but something next to it was taken. Missing its sheets. No one could have known she was in her room. Can I dispute this statement? No one could have known she was in her room? We still don't know where Phi was. Like, I'm obviously supposed to find some other edge here, but I don't see. I don't know that any of these statements are disputable. Like, me visiting her as unrelated to this assault is probably false, but I certainly don't have enough evidence to say that. The only one of these that's actually a disputable statement is the first one, but I also don't have any evidence to dispute that either. Like, if I'm trying to dispute this statement, I have to basically prove that Owen assaulted her, which we're not there yet. And I certainly can't dispute that's why I kept my visit to myself. Nor can I dispute the coincidence statement. So I guess it's statement 1, but I still don't know what I do to dispute that. Maybe the camera? I'm kind of thinking the camera, but... what else do we have? We know the golf club cleaner. Presumably she was interrupted while cleaning the golf club because it was only half cleaned. So how did the cleaner and the camera get back into her bedroom? Like, that seems like it points to something, but I don't know how to bring it up. Like, it kind of feels like the next step is just start trying things and see if anything works. But I don't like that, right? Like, I want to have a clear idea as to whether or not something is going to falsify a given piece of evidence. This one is still partially dirty. No one could have known she was in her room. What does that mean? Like, why is that part of this statement? How are we gonna dispute any of this? And also, how is any of this related to the thing that we're trying to do here? Ugh, is that hair in my mouth? Hope I got it. Wow, that is a really big hair for something that took me so many tries to grab. Blech. Yeah, what can I present here that would actually dispute this? Police found Chandra before he arrived at the scene. Claims she was there feeding the cat. Hide and seek in the kitchen. Hiding in the crime scene during the robbery. Okay. Maybe the camera? But, like, this is just so... like, I don't see how it relates to anything that's going on here. No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. Maybe? That's why I kept my visit to myself. It was all just a massive coincidence. And the implication, his implication here, is that he visited her before the assault not afterwards? So maybe the golf club? Because do we know when she was asked to do this? Somebody said when she was asked to do this. I don't know, it's tenuous. But it shows that she was in the trophy room, right? Working on the golf club and not in her room? Maybe it shows that she wasn't in her room? Yeah, I just don't see how any of this relates. What's up, Mangoes? Yeah, I've been having a good time. I'm a little stumped here, but having a good time so far. Just don't see how any of this relates to the thing we're trying to... Maybe I'll just go talk to people. Maybe there's other people who want to talk about things that we can learn more information about. Yeah, you don't have anything new to talk about. Like, I feel like we've done all of the things. And the only person who indicated that he'd have something new to talk about is Red. Ernest Hunt, who we have talked to about new things. Can we do anything different here? Came this morning to bring the family their breakfast. Stayed here in the kitchen until I heard she was attacked. Found her in the trophy room. Breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. Stayed in the dining room. Feeding the cat. There the whole time until the police came. Do we have any evidence for where the cat might have been today? Maybe we can dispute that, and that'll lead to some kind of crack in Owen's statement? Do we have any evidence about where the cat has been today? The only cat fur we have... Yeah, we haven't been in the dining room. Maybe we can travel somewhere and I wasn't aware of it? Is there another travel that I just missed? Foyer, crime scene, bedroom, office. No, we've been in all of these places. Well, this seems really early in the game for me to be stumped this hard. Nothing seems relevant, though. Nothing seems related. Needed to speak to Ms. Lear over a delicate matter. No one could have known she was in her room. No one, maybe it's the window, like the open window, along with no one could have known she was in her room? This is all so tenuous. It's so tenuous. It's fairly clear that I need to find something with Owen's testimony, but nothing in Owen's testimony seems to be related to anything else. So I don't know how it's like, how I'm supposed to dispute any of that. Maybe I could try the window. And if this doesn't work, it'll be the first time I've gotten anything wrong so far. Alright, let's try the window here. Oh, okay. So it doesn't, like, penalize me. It's just this doesn't work here. Hold off on this for now. Alright, good. Fine. Great. Maybe the cat fur? Like, I don't think so. Yeah. Oh, the camera. Okay, so it is the camera. It's just like I was kind of thinking about the camera, but also why does it matter that no one could have known that she was in her room? Like, this is just a weird, seemingly irrelevant line. I don't understand what disputing this gets it. Added alternate dialogue for some things that are wrong but close enough. Okay, okay. That's good. There is a way someone could have known. We also found a camera in that room. Before it was broken, someone had been spying on her. That person could have been you. I do love all of the animations. The art in this game has been absolutely fantastic so far. I don't know what you're talking about. I never put any camera in there. We know that Chandra worked with a thief and that you were suspicious of her. You should have reported it to the police. It was an internal matter. I needed to deal with it myself. This is beginning to sound like a clear motive for assault. How dare you? You can't possibly presume I attacked her. I can absolutely presume you attacked her. Literally all of the evidence is pointing that way. Why else did we find your fingerprints in that room? Why else would you have been spying on her? I went into that room, but not to attack Miss Lear. There was something important in there that I needed. Once I had it, I left. I have a witness who can verify as much. Oliver came out of her room. Oliver was there? He didn't tell us that. What was he doing there? I didn't ask. He just said she wasn't there, and then he left in a hurry. So tell me, just what were you looking for in that room? That's none of your business, detective. That's fine. I already know the answer. Well, Hut really likes playing the all-knowing, mysterious guru. This morning, our thief told us something very interesting. She mentioned that the charity money was wrongly calculated. I think Chandra had proof of it. So I'd wager a guess you took it, and then tried to end her life to tie up the loose ends. I would never harm her! That charity money was perfectly calculated. You have no grounds to doubt that. So what are you hiding from us? Woo! We haven't seen this animation for Hunt yet. Let's hear it. You're a fool to take the word of some common thief over my own, especially without a smidge of evidence to back it up. An innocent woman is being charged with attempted murder. Any decent human being would want to help her. That wretch stole from me, filled my home with police officers, and do you think I should help her? I have no sympathy for her. She's getting what she deserves. You can say that to her face, after I drag you back to the station. Detective! You're taking this too far. He's right. We don't have any proof of any of this. Escalating things is only going to cause more problems. Seems your little assistant here has more sense than you. I will have your job for this, detective. One phone call to the chief of police and I'll ensure you never work in this city again. Let's go, Justina. We'll solve this case ourselves.
can't believe him. We're going outside right now.
Ooh, he's gonna get a talking to. Owen's confession. He claims to have seen Oliver leave her room and that Chandra was not present. Alright, so now we have a thing to go to Oliver for. That's good.
Detective, what's gotten into you?
I'm sorry you had to see that. I should have handled things better.
You're right, you should have. Do you have any idea how much trouble you've gotten us in? You're a loose cannon! Did you hear what he said in there? You could lose your job over this.
I stand by what I said. He knows more than he's letting on. I mean, obviously. Everybody in the house, well, maybe not Fi, but everybody else in the house knows more than they're letting on. Especially Toasty. That cat is shifty.
Maybe so, but that's no reason to accuse the man of attempted murder.
You can't reason with his kind. His kind? Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Being nice to them will only let them take advantage of you. Okay, no, Justina's asking the questions I want to ask. Once again, Justina, thank you.
His kind? What, guys with monocles?
The rich. The people who have enough money to change the world but would rather hoard it all to themselves. I mean, I broadly agree with you. Although, in this case, he is giving a bunch of money to charity. Well, giving may be the wrong word, but, you know. They'll do anything to cling on to their power, no matter who they have to hurt in the process. That's why he'd embezzle all that money. If bringing him down means I lose my job, then so be it. He's a loose cannon with a heart of gold? Oh boy.
If he's so wealthy, why would he risk embezzling even more money?
Because he can.
Well, I think you're wrong. We have no reason to think he's a bad person.
Just that he's rich, which, I mean, maybe that's reason enough.
Sure, he was a little rude, and he did lie to us. Twice. But I bet there's more to him than that.
I mean, it's not painting him in a very good light, though, is it, Justina? You're naive, Justina. But you're right, I shouldn't have acted the way I did. It's just... the Klaus orphanage is very important to me. I let that cloud my judgment. Wow, we're getting a lot of, like, random, incidental, not fleshed out backstory for Hunt. Sorry.
Apology accepted, but why is the orphanage important to you?
That's a story for another time. We have a case to solve. Second time we've gotten that line. We now have 2 stories that are stories for another time. Hunt, we're gonna get you drunk and you're gonna spill your guts.
Right. I think it's time we pay a visit to Mr. Curry.
Alright. Well then, to the kitchen. We've got something to dispute here. After that, I stayed here in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked.
Did you, though? Mr. Curry, we spoke to Mr. Eubank. He told us that he saw you coming out of Chandra's room this morning.
He did? Is that true? I'm sorry, detective, but I refuse to answer that.
You refuse?
I won't speak to either of you without a lawyer. I see. Then we'll have to do this the hard way. Mr. Oliver Curry, you're under arrest for the assault and battery of Chandra Lair. You'll be coming back to the station with us for questioning. You can speak with an attorney once you're there. Ms. Assistant, let's head out.
Right.
Wait, is that it? That feels very anticlimactic.
What's going on? Oliver, where are they taking you?
We're taking it for questioning. He's refused to speak to us any longer, so we have no choice but to arrest him.
Is that so? You come into my house, snoop through all of my things, now you're trying to arrest my staff?
Yep, there's the fire.
Oliver, don't say another word to them. I'll meet you at the station. Huh?
That's right, she's a lawyer, right? She'll absolutely represent Oliver. Fine.
Oliver is a trusted member of this household. I'll see his defense through.
Ferris, please. You don't have to do this.
I know what I'm doing, Oliver. My husband told me the things you said to him, Detective. I know what you're trying to do. You came into my own home and threatened my husband, and now you want to pin this crime on my chef?
Fire tea again. There it is. Love these animations.
I think it's time someone put you in your place. She stormed off in a rage.
Get ready, Miss Assistant. This is only the beginning. We still have a long day ahead of us.
We headed back to the station, Mr. Curry in tow. The ride back was silent. Nobody wanted to speak or knew what to say. I didn't know what to think. Did Mr. Curry attack Chandra? If so, why?
End of case 2, part 1? Okay. Alright, part 1, sure. April 16th, 3:30 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5. Viewing room.
Here I am again outside the interrogation room. I took the opportunity on the way over to clean out my notes.
You seem nervous, Ms. Assistant.
Of course I'm nervous. Interrogating one person was hard enough. Now I have to do it with a lawyer in the room? I'm not qualified for any of this. Why aren't you handling this?
He's just constantly laughing at me. Come on, man. Be a little less condescending. You should think more highly of yourself. You've got a perfect confession record. Most detectives would kill for that. Perfect confession record. Been on the job for, what, 3 hours, 4 hours now? 3 p.m. 5 hours? 7 hours? Yeah, 7 hours. It's my first day.
Yeah, a perfect record of 1. Terrible thieves are one thing. I dealt with customers trying to swindle my dad enough times to handle that. But I've never dealt with a lawyer.
She's just another obstacle in the way of the truth. Remember, nothing she says can change the facts. This is a test of logic and reason, same as before. As long as we have the facts on our side, the truth will reveal itself. You're going to get us a confession, Ms. Assistant. I'll keep Mrs. Eubank off your back. If anything goes wrong, I'll be the one taking the fall. I trust you to see this through.
But what if we missed something? What if Mr. Curry is innocent?
Well, that's what we'll find out. Just trust your instincts, Miss Assistant.
Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Let's go.
Hold it! Objection!
Ms. Earl, what's wrong? Ernest, I don't know what you did back at the estate, but the chief is livid. He wants you in his office immediately.
Interrogation? Hello? The chief will have to wait. We have an interrogation to conduct.
This isn't even your department, Ernest. If the chief finds out...
Have I ever led you wrong before, Sue? Probably. You seem like the kind of guy who would lead people wrong every once in a while. I need you to trust me on this. Keep the chief busy. I'll handle him after this is done.
I never saw you. But if you two mess this up, I won't be able to protect your jobs. This applies to you too, Justina. No. No. If I lose this job, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent.
Don't worry about that. We have everything we need to win this case.
But we only proved he went into Chandra's room. We don't have grounds to arrest the man.
I mean, he is obstructing justice. At the very least, he's refusing to answer questions. When the police arrived this morning, Ferris was with Detective Swift, and Owen was snooping through Chandra's bedroom. Oliver is the only one unaccounted for. I mean, if we're assuming it's not some other third party, which I feel like is a safe assumption. I hope you're right, Detective. Let's get started. April 16th, 3:32 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5. Interrogation. He's still got the frying pan. Of course he does. Of course he does. He brings sherry everywhere. Now that we're all here, let's get started. Oliver Curry, now that you have a lawyer, we'd like to ask you a few questions. Were you in Ms. Lear's bedroom this morning? While my client acknowledges that he was indeed in Ms. Lear's bedroom, he denies having anything to do with her attack. My client was simply looking for Ms. Lear, and upon finding out she was not in her room, he left. I wish it was that simple. Someone attacked Ms. Lear, and it wasn't the thief. Ms. Yor and Ms. Lear were working together. She'd have no reason to attack Ms. Lear. Have you considered that they may have had a falling out, Detective? Perhaps this Ms. Yor wanted the money for herself. Either way, my client is not involved. Mr. Curry, why were you really in Chandra's room at the time of the attack? I was just looking for her. I swear it. Wow, his onion is also sweating. Great, I love it. Objection! This is so good. Why were you looking for her? Does that matter? I have a right to privacy. You don't need to answer that, Oliver. Look, Detective, I don't care what sob story that thief gave you, but you have no grounds to try and pin this on my client. Anna might be a thief, but she wouldn't simply kill her dearest friend. I'll stick my badge on it. You have no proof my client was at the scene of the crime, only at Ms. Lear's bedroom. We'll see about that. Mr. Curry, just give us your official statement as to your movements at the time of the crime. Tell them the truth, Oliver. This will all be over soon. Alright, here we go. Oliver Curry's statement. First course. Visiting Chandra. After finishing breakfast, I decided to speak with Chandra. Oh, wait, I didn't do the voice. After finishing breakfast, I decided to speak with Chandra privately. I thought she was in her room, but when I looked, she wasn't there. Looking back, she must have been in the trophy room already. After all, she called the police from the phone in that room, and that's where you found her. How do you know that? Okay, we're definitely questioning that statement. Then I passed by Mr. Eubank on my way back to the kitchen. That's where I remained until Chandra was found. Alright, we got some questions here. That's where we think she called from. But she could have called the police from anywhere. Then how exactly did her body end up in the trophy room? I shouldn't have to explain this to you, but bodies don't teleport. Maybe the culprit moved the body. You'd think we wouldn't notice someone dragging a body around the house? Fair point. Still, something doesn't seem quite right about all this. Suspicious. Decided to speak with Chandra privately. Thought she was in her room. It's true, they didn't notice the murder happening. She called the police from the phone in that room, and that's where you found her. Maybe I can question this statement? Or is this going to be the same? Quite the assumption to make. But how do we know she wasn't in the bedroom still? I just told you I didn't see her! Well, yeah, but maybe she was hiding in the wardrobe. You're reaching, Justina. And why, pray tell, would she be doing that? I have some more questions to ask you. Let's continue. Alright. Passed by Mr. Eubank on my way back to the kitchen. Okay, and this doesn't... Did Mr. Eubank say what he was doing there? Like, say, looking for something? The flask! God, the flask gets me every time. You've slandered my husband enough for today. Leave him out of this. Lesson learned. Don't bring her husband into this. I knew this would be harder. It's too soon to give up. If Oliver's the one who attacked Chandra, she couldn't have been attacked in the trophy room. Think of what would have to be true for that to be possible. You'll find the answer. Oh. A way to prove Chandra wasn't attacked in the trophy room. Do I have anything like that? Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So this is what I need to dispute, right? Do I have that? We have the cracks. Oh, we have the telephone here, stuffed in the trophy room. It's been okay, so the question is, was this disconnected afterwards? Or was it disconnected beforehand? So this might work. It's true, Mr. Curry, that there's a phone in the trophy room. However, Ms. Lear couldn't have used that phone. When we checked the trophy room, that phone wasn't even connected anywhere. Preposterous. Huh? How do you know that the phone was disconnected prior to the attack? Have you considered that the thief could have done that to try and cover their tracks? Besides, where else could she have called the police from? I'm glad you asked, Mrs. Eubank. Allow me to show you. This is what Ms. Lear phoned the police on. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. There's another phone in Ms. Lear's own bedroom, which had been damaged, almost like the phone was dropped. The voicemail she left was abruptly cut off when she was attacked. The phone breaking would explain that. That's complete conjecture, Mrs. Smith, and you know it. How do you know that Ms. Lear's phone wasn't already broken? Ms. Lear was in the trophy room. We already know this much. Allow me to explain. Oh, now we have a statement here. Rebuttal. A delightful explanation. We've already established that Ms. Lear was in the trophy room. Not only is that where her body was found, there's also a solid reason. Owen had asked her during breakfast to clean one of his golf clubs. It's clear that she never had the chance to do so, as the thief intercepted her then. What? But it was partially cleaned. Mrs. Eubank, Chandra was asked to clean that golf club, was she not? She was, but she clearly never got the chance to do so. But there's an issue there. She did. We found the golf club partially cleaned. She must have been interrupted while cleaning it. Well, I suppose you're correct. It's clear the thief attacked her while she was cleaning. My argument stands firm. I wouldn't be so sure, Ms. Eubank. There's a critical flaw in your theory, and I can prove it. Ms. Lear couldn't have cleaned the club in the trophy room, and this is why. Because we found the cleaner in her room. Yep, good, good. Alright, keep this going. Keep the chain moving. The cleaner for the golf club is found in Chandra's bedroom, not the trophy room. It's clear that Chandra took the golf club into her bedroom, and as she was cleaning it, she called the police. That's when she was attacked. Hang on. How do you know that she didn't just wet a rag with cleaner and take that to the trophy room? akin to bringing a packet of ketchup instead of an entire bottle. That would be impossible. There's nothing in the trophy room with golf cleaner on it besides the golf club.
Then how did the club get downstairs?
Why is the cleaner upstairs, but not the club? Does that onion still have most of the outer skin on it? What is that cook doing? Okay, well, you haven't seen the onion crying yet, so there's more hold off on that one, and let's get to the better questions later on.
If our culprit wanted to make it seem like the trophy room was the real crime scene, they would need to move the golf club. They brought the club down with Chandra, but since the cleaner was stashed away in her dresser, they likely didn't notice it. Critically, whoever attacked her must not have realized that Chandra hadn't finished cleaning the club. Completely baseless. This is all nothing more than just a pet theory. And there is one thing you've overlooked during it. And what would that be? You've yet to explain why exactly Ms. Lear would call the police from her bedroom. Allow me to explain.
Ah, another statement to dispute. I'm gonna dispute the hell out of this statement. Get ready to get disputed. Rebuttal. A tea poorly brewed.
If Ms. Lear was in her room, why exactly would she call the police? If she was in the trophy room, it's likely that she saw the thief returning to the scene of the crime from the window. Therefore, she decided to call the police, fearing the worst. On the other hand, nothing in her room would cause her to call the police.
Alright. What about her missing documents?
Here's the reason. Something was stolen from her. We checked her room, and there was a missing document from her room. Pray tell, what would that be?
I don't know what it was. It was missing! Ferris?
Well, we don't know, but it could be important. Do you even know why it's missing? Well, no, but we might Might is not enough. You need something more tangible as proof. Ouch. Better try something else. Man! I really thought we had it. Do we really have to play Ms. Eubank's game? Oh, there's dialogue at the end of it each time? Alright, no, let's go through it.
We need an ironclad case. Otherwise, we won't be able to make this stick in court.
Then I have no choice. Time to break this statement. Since she's wrong about the thief, what caused Chandra to call the police?
Alright, let's see. She decided to call the police fearing the worst. Likely she saw the thief returning to the scene of the crime from the window. Can we question this? I'm not sure that this is really going to go anywhere, but...
What do you mean? She clearly called the police because she saw someone coming. If she was cleaning a golf club, why exactly would she call? Maybe the phone call is unrelated to the attacker. I have something to prove that, do I?
The camera? Oh yeah, the camera had golf cleaner on it, right? So that shows that it was handled recently by Chandra. Every time with the objection. I love it.
Mrs. Eubank, were you aware that your husband was spying on Chandra?
Excuse me? What on earth are you talking about? Why, that's a slanderous accusation. Detective, rein your little assistant in before she gets herself into trouble. Go on, Miss Assistant.
There was a hidden camera in Chandra's bedroom. When we found it, it was broken. It's clear Chandra had found the camera in her room while she was cleaning, and after breaking it, she decided to call the police. She must have been attacked at that moment, while her back was turned.
And how do you know my husband put it there?
Well,
I think my assistant got a little too eager there. Someone certainly put a camera there, and Chandra did break it. But officially, we have no means to trace who put it there. I'm glad that's settled. As for the camera itself, what makes you think she found it today? What if she found it on a different day? The camera had cleaner on it. We found some fresh golf cleaner on the camera, the same that we found in her room. She must have had some on her hands when she discovered the camera. If she found the camera any other time, it would have dried up by now. It's clear now you're going to cling on to this pet theory of yours. But all this time, you failed to consider that Chandra was not found in her bedroom. Her body was found an entire floor below. Bodies don't teleport, and my client couldn't possibly have moved her. And why's that? I'll let my client explain. Right, well, here goes. So yeah, the onion sweating here is, I think, of far more concern than the onion being cooked with the skin on. Also, him just having an onion in his frying pan at the police station is maybe a cause for concern. Oliver Curry's statement. Second course. An impossible escape. Even if I attacked Chandra, the only exit to the room was the door, the window. I just want to dispute immediately. I want to read through the rest of it. I'm going to read through the rest of it first, but we are coming back here and disputing with window. Mr. Eubank saw me leave the room. He would have noticed me carrying her body. If Mr. Eubank was in Chandra's room the whole time, he would have found her. That is why I couldn't have attacked her. Okay. Window? Actually, Mr. Curry, there is another exit. The window. The window? You think I threw her out the window, and she landed in the room below? You wanted another exit. The window is an exit. If that's your angle, then you really are desperate. It should be obvious why the window couldn't have been used, but allow me to explain it for you. Oh, dispute after dispute. I know where we're going with this. Rebuttal. Out of the window. It's simply impossible that Ms. Lear was moved through the window. A fall from that height would have left noticeable injuries. However, the only injury she had was a head wound. Unless you have some way for a body to move down a story without getting injured, your theory is moot. I do, actually. I have exactly that thing that you said. Actually, there was a way she could have moved through the window unharmed. We found a bedsheet stuffed away in the trophy room. The sheet itself was covered in dirt, meaning it likely touched the ground outside. After attacking Chandra, Oliver wrapped her and the golf club in the sheet and simply lowered them to the floor below. Hold on! That sheet could have always been there! How do you know it came from Chandra's room? That's easy. This is how we know where the sheet came from. 'Cause the bed was missing. Hello? The bed? Yes. The bed was missing its sheets. When we investigated Chandra's room, we found that her bed had been stripped of its sheet. We never found that sheet anywhere, because it was stuffed in the trophy room the whole time. The flask! Oh, you can't be serious. I am serious. Just look at him. Oliver is clearly strong enough to have lowered Chandra with the sheet. It's the only way her body could have been moved. I believe that's all we need to prove that Oliver is the culprit. Enough! Why are you so determined on pinning this crime on me? This whole time you haven't even considered that your whole case is missing a key ingredient. A motive! Chandra was not only my coworker, but a friend. This gets me. The soul of the onion is leaving. We were very close, her and I. Why would I attack Chandra? I have no reason to. Unless you can provide a motive, you've got no grounds to charge me.
Motive, huh? I guess I haven't considered that. Something made Oliver want to attack Chandra. This is it, Justina. Time to drive the nail into his coffin. You want motive? I got your motive.
Protect your job? Maybe protect his job. I can see that. The truth is, you have no motive. Protect his job is actually pretty reasonable. If this would have gotten, yeah, he's actually really zealous of his job, right? He mentioned, like, applied to a bunch of different places. This seems kind of realistic. You have no motive is really funny, though. Do I do it for the content? What if... Okay, this is, like, just so out of left field, I feel like I have to try it.
You didn't have a motive! You just decided to attack Chandra for the thrill of it!
That's... There's no way. That's completely ridiculous! I told you Chandra was my friend! Ferris can vouch for my character. You're on the cusp of something, Ms. Assistant. But I don't think this is it. Try again. I believe in you. Okay, alright, yeah, cool. Great. And now we know.
It's clear to me, Mr. Curry, that you care about your job a lot. You made that point abundantly clear when we questioned you earlier. I think you never wanted to attack Chandra, but something happened that left you no choice. Phi told us that she spoke to you about Chandra's involvement in the robbery. I think you went to talk to her about it, and when you noticed her calling the police, you attacked her in the heat of the moment.
With the heat of the frying pan? Ferris is like, I hadn't considered this.
Answer me one question. What was the weapon? What was the weapon? Are you kidding me? He literally carries that frying pan everywhere he goes. He's got it right now. The weapon? We never found the weapon. As I suspected, you never did recover it. The culprit must have taken the weapon with them. If my client was the culprit, he would surely have found the weapon somewhere. He must have hidden it somewhere. I tried calling Detective Swift. They can't find anything there. Then I demand to be released immediately! Without a weapon, you have nothing! Let me make this perfectly clear. Oliver Curry's statement. Final course. A recipe for failure. If the weapon isn't in the house, it must have been taken. But nobody has left the estate other than the police. There's no way I could have taken a weapon out of the house. I'm not carrying any weapons! Oh, we're disputing the hell out of that statement. You have nothing on me! There is one place none of us have looked. On Oliver himself. According to Detective Swift, the weapon was a flat, blunt object. Just like the frying pan he has now. The same frying pan he arrived at the crime scene with. That's why nobody has found the weapon. Nobody thought to check Sherry. Oliver, we need to test your pan for blood. But why? Just look at it! No blood in sight! You may have washed the blood off, but traces can be found with the right tools. Of course, if you're innocent, we wouldn't find anything. Right? This is your last chance to confess, Oliver. Once we test that pan, it's over for you. Oliver, please tell me that they're wrong. No, no, no! I can't! Uh-oh. Oliver's about to pop! Wow, he blew his hat up. Oliver,
How could you? And his hat remains exploded. The real casualty in this whole mess is that hat. I'm sorry, Ferris. I never intended for any of this to happen. But why? Chandra was family, Oliver. Fi told me that she was hiding in the trophy room when the robbery happened. She told me Chandra was taking money from the safe. I confronted Chandra, and she told me that the money wasn't adding up. She said she was going to expose the Eubanks, one way or another. I tried to convince her to change her mind, but she wouldn't listen to me. Then, at breakfast this morning, Owen kept pressuring her. I knew she was afraid. She told me before that she was considering calling the police and confessing to what she did. I went to go talk to her privately about it, but when I entered her room, I heard her on the phone. She was about to confess. I couldn't let her do it. I didn't know what else to do. This job, it meant everything to me. After being rejected everywhere else, I had a real job. If you and Owen were arrested, I would lose the best job I ever had. I couldn't go back to my family. Not with that onion. I wasn't thinking. And before I knew it, she was on the floor. I had no choice but to frame the thief. I thought then Chandra would be safe. Well, didn't go well for you, did it? I took up your defense because I believed in you. I thought you were truly innocent. I trusted you. I'm so sorry, Ferris. After getting his formal confession, Detective Hunt escorted Oliver away. Miss Smith? Before I go, I thought I should apologize for how I acted there. I should be thanking you. Thank me? Thought you would hate me. As painful as it is, if you didn't step in, the wrong person would be charged for Oliver's crime. It isn't easy, but at least some good came from all this. You know, we still haven't gotten into the embezzling part, right? Like, you can thank me for getting the crime attributed to the right person, but like, he literally did this to prevent you from getting arrested for embezzlement? So like, I feel like the dots haven't quite been connected here yet. There is one more mystery hanging around this case. It seems that everyone believes that your husband is embezzling money from the charity. When we spoke to him earlier today, he denied it, but he was clearly spying on Chandra, and he took something from her room. Is it possible that he stole the evidence from her room? I don't feel like she's gonna take this lying down. Like, this she's gonna be mad about, right? Of course not! We've run our business together for years. He would never do that. No, she's just denying it. She's not getting mad about it. She's not making an enemy of me. She's just saying that's preposterous, which, understandable. We even publicly agreed to pay the stolen half out of pocket. Isn't that proof enough? I take it as proof. I really do. But it's Detective Hunt you have to convince. It seems I misjudged you. If you want to accuse my husband, at least be upfront about it. I'm not accusing him. I still think he's innocent. It's just, all of this isn't really adding up. I'm going to make sure the police handle my former friend fairly. This conversation is over. Alright, that's more in line with how I expected this to go. I might have stepped on a landmine. Well, she looked pissed. You alright, Justy? Again with the Justy. Does this mean we're dating? Because I'm on board. I could be better. I keep thinking about where the money went. I might have pushed her too far. Did you just get back? Yep, I headed back here as soon as I could. Wait a minute. We've been doing interrogations for like an hour and a half. What do you mean you just got back? Aren't you swift?
Did Zephyr fail you? In any case, let me be the first to say, congrats! You did it! You solved the case! I'm so proud of you and Red. It wasn't just us. Your work helped. You were the key to connecting Owen to the scene. Without that, we never would have known about Oliver's involvement. That's not traffic cop work. That's grade A detective work. Thank you, Justy. That means a lot. Hey, tell you what, why don't you tag along with me for drinks later? We can have a proper celebration then. Oh, hell yeah. She's inviting me out for drinks? It's on. Oh, yeah, sure. We already know she thinks I'm cute. This is an in. Shoot your shot, Justy. Great. Zephyr and I will be waiting when your shift's over. Oh, we get to ride on her motorcycle? That's almost as good as the room only had one bed. Before that, though, I think there's one person we've forgotten about. Wait in the interrogation room. I gotta go grab Red and the guest of honor. I have a feeling I know who she means. Is it Toasty? Because I would say hello to Toasty again. April 16th, 4:48 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5. Interrogation room. Oh, it's Hannah! Yes, no, okay. We should probably tell Hannah that she's off the hook for assault. Yeah. She's still going to jail for theft, but she's off the hook for assault. Now that we're all here, I want to give you the news. Ms. You're no longer being charged with assault. What about Chandra? She's still recovering from her injuries, but she's woken up. We expect her to be able to talk to her tomorrow. Now, of course, the robbery charge isn't being dropped. Both of you will still have to answer for that crime. You know, it's been 3 hours and I've completely forgotten what voice I had for Hannah. Just completely forgotten. I expected that, but still. Thank you for finding out who attacked her. I am truly thankful. I take back what I said earlier. You aren't evil. If you continue to cooperate with our investigation, I'll see if the district attorney can provide you some leniency. Wait, what investigation? Isn't it over? Not yet, Miss Assistant. We still have those embezzlement claims to look into. Sue spoke with the chief. Apparently, they've both agreed to let you continue to be my assistant. If you'll work with me again, we can finally uncover the truth behind everything. I suspect it's going to be at least 2 more cases before we discover the truth behind everything. Excuse me. I want to believe Mrs. Eubank. Embezzlement is unnecessary for someone wealthy like Mr. Eubank. Yet, until I see the answer myself, I can't take her word for it. I'm in. Then let's go back to our desks. We got a lot of work to get done. I spent the rest of the day doing my actual job, paperwork. I didn't see much of Detective Hunt. Ms. Earle told me that once the chief found out what happened with Mr. Eubank, he got the biggest dressing down of his career. In the end, the fact we still solved the case is what saved him from demotion, or worse. Today was a day that truly changed my life. I don't know what's in store for me in the future, but I know, whatever it is, it'll be far more eventful than I could have imagined. I know what's in store for you in the future. A date with Officer Swift. April 16th, unknown time. Office. Who the hell is... Hello, sir. Did you need something? Lowell, my boy. Glad you came. Some information has come onto my desk that I need you to look into. BG Turtles, LLC. I want you to get me everything you can find on this company. Yes, sir. Right away. This would go much smoother without the police snooping around. Criminal activity? From Owen Eubanks? Who could have predicted? End of case 2. Good stuff, good stuff.
I'm not sure why it still says open case here when I have clearly solved both of these cases. But I suppose case 3 is next on the list. But that is not going to be tonight. And case 3 is likely to last a while, and I do kind of need to get moving if I'm going to make my card game tournament tonight. So, I think we are cutting stream here.